sure I want to start the stream. I'm sure we're going to get the stream.
Maybe.
Somebody said that they updated the stream stuff recently.
And that it wasn't working as well.
There we go. I think our stream key had expired.
Oh.
They're receiving our content now. And
and I think that is letting me know that I'm live.
How did that happen?
No, the other sound was outside.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Oh.
This is telling me in my subscriptions.
Look at that.
Live.
What a lovely
We're
picture.
live.
Oh, hi.
Hello. We thought we were live earlier, but we weren't.
Here's what's interesting. We're getting chats, and there's no one watching.
Well, it says on my phone that 8 people are watching.
Let's pop out those chats, shall we?
Yes.
Let's see who's here tonight. We got Kevin Campbell, Diesel Tech, daughter of Raw, of course.
Hey daughter of Raw.
Doug Zolman, Mike Adams, Writing Life, Russell Sparks, Zaphiel, hey Zaf, John Rice, Stevens, of course, in the house, Gary, Steve M, Y Pop, hey Y, D Diz, Russell, Chris, Bees, Kevin. My gosh, we're all churning in here. Hello from Ohio. It's Mr. and Mrs. Bear. Hey, John. Hello from San Mateo. San Mateo, lovely San. I miss San Mateo. I love San Mateo.
I met some folks that were from San Mateo today.
I prefer San Rafael, but San Mateo's nice. Miss going to the Maker Faire. Not gonna be any more of those apparently. You heard they filed bankruptcy, right?
Stop telling me sad news.
Yeah, that's sad news. Oh, Mike Schutzpels? That's a hard one. Hammond, hello, Bear. Dustin says, Tim, Howie Dewey's in the house. What up, Papa Bear? Elkfist, happy Sunday. Hey, that's a good one, Elkfist. Let's all remind everyone that please type at the Den of Tools to get our attention. It shows up highlighted so we know you're talking to us and just not chatting amongst yourself. Not
Which
say
is
that
totally fine.
Chatting amongst yourselves is totally cool. We just want to make sure that we don't miss any important announcements or any important discussion points. So, let's see here. Who else? We got Sarasota, Florida in the house. And
Sean says, hey, Bear, me and my 4-year-old son love watching. Awesome.
That's awesome. We love knowing that families watch together. Hello from Canada. Like Canada? Canada what? Canada. Gutierrez, Mississippi?
Maybe Hawaii?
Oh. Hello, Bear family. John Jez. DR Falcon's in the house. Hey, DR. We got a little something from there. Bear family. Tim Writing Life says, first question. So what size airline should I use for a pneumatic impact wrench? I'm thinking like Delta or U.S. Airlines. It depends on the wrench. You got to look at the wrench and what you're using for. Usually for mechanics tools, you want to use, the most important thing is high flow valves. That's the most important thing. I'll be honest, I don't memorize the lines of airlines because I'll be honest, I don't use air tools that much, if at all. You know, it's been a long. I've got an air impact that I think I've used once because I've got electric tools for everything, and I actually planning to do a series on this about that. You know, unless you're a big shop, that for most people, unless you're doing body work and painting, large air compressors are dead because electric has taken over. Nick Hoffman, how's it going, man?
White Pop is reminding us, Happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Is it really?
It is. So if you're in Canada or Canada, I hope that you're enjoying Thanksgiving.
Have I seen the new 24-volt Cobalt Ratchet screw gun? I have not. How did I miss such a thing?
I'm going to see if I can find my glasses.
Yeah, you usually do better when you can read.
Whatever. All you fancy people in
the... I'll have to look at... This is a new one from Cobalt? When did this come out? Ratchet/screw gun. I'm not sure what that means. Are you talking about the impact? Because I've seen the impact. Let's see what we got here.
See if I can find my glasses. I could try wearing your glasses, but
I don't see anything like that.
which one would help me?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to go look for it. Did you get an Amazon package? I did, as a matter of fact, get an Amazon package. And why don't you Vanna White that? For
Very
the Emperor,
fancy.
Nick says.
Could it be a car?
Thomas says, love the bear and all your videos. They're awesome. Thank you so much. Raleigh, North Carolina, home of the Wolfpack BS says. George Henry live in New York. Oh, yes.
Ding,
Could have
ding,
warned
ding,
some
ding.
people.
Okay.
Apparently, some people don't like the... Yeah, and I got to point out, it's not a cowbell.
It's a call bell.
It's a call bell.
That's right.
Oh, let's see here. Any idea when the titanium plasma cutter will be available and what the price will be? I don't know about the price. I've seen that some influencers have the plasma cutter. Originally, I'd heard that it was going to be first of the year. But the fact that at least 2 guys have it in their shops right now makes me think it's going to be sooner, because I know Harbor Freight has learned the lesson of releasing stuff and letting people review it long before it's ready to come out, because then people just get upset about it. So, can I help you?
I like the bell. Thank you, dear Falcon.
I'll use it to summon you when I need you later.
Yeah, I'm going to become tone deaf to that.
Jones says, best tool channel on YouTube. Thank you so much. Should I buy, so George asks, should I buy the Dewalt FlexVolt compressor 2.5 gallons? I hear it's decent. I've not played with it. I don't know anything about it. But if you're already in the Dewalt line and you're looking for a cordless compressor, I would say yeah, but it's kind of a no-brainer. It's one of those things that very few people buy just for that tool. They're already in that tool line. I think there's a few other tool lines out there that have cordless compressors as well. And then there's always, I mean, if you don't want to go there, there's always a generator and a compressor. So, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Mayor, Dalflavor, Sam in Pennsylvania, first fire tonight to warm our den. There we go.
It is getting cold.
Tom says the bear is the best. Wipeops 3/8. I have not seen it. This is new from Cobalt? I'm going to have to check it out. Hello from Maine. Love your videos. Oh my gosh, I love Maine. Probably not about this time of the year, though. Jay says he needs some cowbell. How about cowbell? We got cowbell. We're all out of cowbell right now. Dara says, I'm at my computer now. I hope you're not at work at your computer.
Yay!
Mike Adams says, I'm not home tonight. I'm currently in Woodbridge, about 20 miles south of D.C. Still get to visit the Bears.
Aww.
Hey, Lucky Driver's in the house. DR says, I went to the sidewalk sale, got an open box Bauer half-inch impact for $50. That's a good find. That's pretty good. Only one pair of glasses, Mrs. Bear. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
Well, you can't find your regular glasses,
I don't
can
know
you?
where my regular glasses are. And I called the optometrist to get my prescription.
You want to try my reading glasses over there?
No.
Okay,
Because
then.
I will get motion sickness and throw up, and no one wants to see that. And it's going to be a little while till they send it to us. So I can pick out super cute glasses, but I can't actually see for like 2 weeks.
Anyway, Nick says the sickle is complete. Editing has commenced for the video. That's awesome. He's getting into blacksmithing. If you ever want to, getting into blacksmithing was something I know a lot of guys are interested in. I'm interested in it. I just need the space and the time. Space and the time. He's been doing some really great work getting that set up and getting started. Thomas says, can't wait for the 40-volt line from Makita. It looks cool. I would have kind of liked to see them go the route that... And I realize on some tools that it's not feasible, but whatchamacallit, Hyper Tough went with doing instead of having a single 40 volt, they went with dual 20 volts. So that way you're not buying into a whole separate power line or battery line. Do you think the Hercules line will expand much more? Yeah, weed whackers. I don't know about weed whackers, and here's the thing, though. So, the home gamer one is the Bauer line. So, that's the one we're going to see all the home accessories. It's going to be a bigger line. The Hercules line is the professional line. It's going to be more focused. There's going to be a lot more to it. They're probably going to... they're going to probably have around 30 tools and accessories total when they're done. And maybe even grow from there. But I don't think you're going to see a lot of those kind of more homeowner-centric accessories with the Hercules line like you'll see with the Bauer or the Ryobis and stuff like that. Joe Robinson says, how's it going? How's our weekend? It's going. It's been a long weekend, to be honest. Did anyone have luck at the parking lot sale? You know, I didn't even make it to the parking lot sale, to be honest. Daughter says, okay, who do I get to harm for that bell? That would be DR Falcon you want to send your explosive packages to. Dale, Northern California, the sane part of the state. You mean Jefferson? Jeffersonia? Is it the state of Jefferson? That's it. Toolhead likes the new cowbell. Hey, Toolhead, how's it going, man? What do you do for a living? Paul, I am officially in a state of semi-retirement. I say semi-retirement because I still do consulting. I do some jobs. I do this. I'm a published author, which is a very... That's a... Why are you a dinosaur?
It's October. I'm embracing October.
Dinosaur-tober?
It's Dinosaur-tober.
Dino-tober.
Dino-tober.
Yeah, anyway, so yeah, it's in, that's the thing. If you don't, buy all stupidly expensive tools and you manage your money, you too can retire when you're 50 and spend more time with your family. But I'm the kind of person who's never fully retired. I'm not going to stop working, I'm just going to do stuff for myself rather than working for somebody else.
Don't worry, he'll torture me forever.
Always.
Yep. Daughter of Ra, it's DR Falcon. She wants to know who she needs to harm for the bell. Yep.
Yeah, I already answered that one, but yes.
Okay.
William Logan says, I ordered the Milwaukee 3/8 cordless ratchet from Acme. I'll have it tomorrow, unless that dang Roadrunner gets you. Sorry, it's an Acme joke.
He's going to have it tomorrow, but tomorrow's a holiday. Not sure it's going to come tomorrow.
Oh, it's Columbus Day, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, hopefully. Is your distant cousin shoveling the snow out of your home up north, or is he putting up fires in California like the new Bell? Who? Blue? Blue's always at home in the snow. But yeah, small engines in the house. How's it going?
Hey.
Johnny Williams says he got a new job.
Cool.
Johnny, tell us what you won. What are you doing?
Yes.
What's up, guys? Canada in the house, HVRC says.
Are you enjoying
Ryobi King's in the
Thanksgiving?
house. Hey, Chris. Purchasing from Fastnail overpriced. Generally, yes. Fastnail, you understand, Fastnail isn't there for the individual or even the small business. Fastnail is there for corporate accounts. They'll help you. They'll sell you something, but they're not going to price match. They're not going to go out of their way to give you a good deal. They're not going to give you a free battery pack unless it's all coming straight from the manufacturer. You're not going to see that because they're there to service corporate accounts. They deal in hundreds of thousands, not in hundreds of dollars.
HVACR North and our other fellow Canadians, let me know if there's something that you guys have for Canadian Thanksgiving that Americans don't have at their table. I would love to know.
Canada Goose. Echo says, I was salty that a week ago I bought the Braun Light for $31 and now it's down to $20. Yeah, that'll do it to you. Why is CP so mad with you? Honestly, I think he's doing it to get views. It's a channel that had absolutely nothing going for it until he started hating on Icon. And there's just people who were like, well, that channel's big. I can say what I want about them. I'll get views, and it won't really hurt them. So, I just don't like... The only issue I had with him is he's making stuff up, saying I was never in the trades, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I was a carpenter for 10 years. I worked in... Well, back then we just called it IT. Now they call it low-power electrical. I ran Cat5 and signal lines, phone lines, through expanded a corporation through 96 offices across the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean. Built Wi-Fi towers and, did a lot of hands-on stuff. But anyway, but no, I have never been a mechanic. I never said I was a mechanic. I did say that I've flipped cars, but that was as a side, what do they call it? These kids call it these days a side hustle. I just did that all my life because that's what my real father did. And he got me into that, so I've always been into cars and stuff. And I buy cheap cars and drive them, turn around, sell it, buy another one. Let's see here. Where's the Cornwall video? I know. This week. Cornwall video this week.
Do you see that? He's pointing at me. So when it doesn't happen, you guys are going to
Speaking of which, tomorrow morning, for those of you, since you're fans of the channel, you're here for this, I did something bad. And I'm going to have...
Am I hearing about this now?
No. We're going to have our first, I think this is the right graphic, super honest investigation using logic and levity. Where is it? It's over here. Super honest investigation using logic and levity. It's a paid commercial. Some Chinese company wanted me to review their what do you call it? Their compressor, like kind of like the one I did for Harbor Freight, but doesn't use a battery. It plugs into your cigarette lighter. And they were annoying as hell. And I told them, go away. And they're like, well, how much do you charge? And I'm like, charge? I said, fine, $200. They said, okay. I went, well, that'll pay for the kid's birthday party. So anyway, video tomorrow. Consider it the kid's birthday party fund. Hope you find it amusing.
Dino Bear. That's right.
Dino Bear. Nice. Do you think Mag 77 worm drive skill saws are worth buying, or the Dewalt flexible worm drive? I have not used either, and I will say this: I'm a freaking skill saw fan from way back in the day, so I have a lot of bias. And I've heard nothing but good things about the Dewalt one, other than the fact I don't like Dewalt's battery platform. I guess in this case we're talking corded, but cordless versus cordless. I can't say. I always tend towards skill saw, but I haven't tried them. Mike says, I took advantage of the Harbor Freight sale yesterday, bought 2 more of the 4-foot LED lights. My garage is almost as bright as if I ripped. They are great lights, and I didn't go buy one, and I'm sitting here in the dark again. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. We got to come back here.
One moment, please.
Oh, HVR, $2.
Yay!
Get with the bell. Daughter Raw, hold your ears.
Thanksgiving! Ding, 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 ding.
Expecting a bellhop to show up.
Yeah, it might happen. Oh, wait.
Messenger. Lewis Burmaster, cheap. 99 cents.
Wait, that isn't the person who did it, though.
Yes, it is. Lewis Burmaster. Isn't it?
Oh, because it'll say it in the thingy. Somebody gave us 99 cents. And then you see how normally...
Preston's Tool. What's your opinion on Ryobi? Love your videos. I think Ryobi's decent. I don't have a problem with Ryobi for your average homeowner. Go on. People often ask me, would you suggest Bauer or Ryobi? And my honest answer is always, if you shop at Home Depot all the time, go with Ryobi. If you shop at Harbor Freight all the time, go with the Bauer. If it was me personally, I would probably go with the Bauer because I shop at Harbor Freight all the time, and I would... Are they racing?
Sorry, they are racing. Sorry. We have neighbor kids that walked to the mailbox, and they are racing their siblings, brother and sister. They're racing each other feverishly back.
Anyway.
Sorry.
For an average homeowner, I don't think you can go wrong with Ryobi. Don't let... who is it? Who hates Ryobi?
Chaka.
Chaka. Don't let Chaka hear me say that.
And I don't know who gave us 99 cents. Your message.
Who gave us $9? Where is it? There's Chris.
Oh my
goodness.
For the
Cubs.
Aww. Thank you.
Do I have to tell him? I have to tell him.
Bing, 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 bing.
Joe Smith's in the house. Client Graphics in the house.
Sorry about that.
All right, let me catch up on some of these comments here. We do protector work where we have at least one thing each day that qualifies as a taco.
Where they
Taco
have to
Tober.
eat.
Oh my gosh.
I like it.
I love tacos, so.
Okay, can we start getting pictures?
We're trying to get through the comments. So you're
okay, you're
time
allowed.
out. You're on that side.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Go put your glasses on. Go find your
I
glasses.
feel like I need.
By the way, only netted a bunch of epoxy at the parking lot sale. Not a single refurb were open. Did you just bite me?
No.
Do you have suggestions for the best value electric ratchet? No. I'll be honest, I have not price shopped electric ratchets. I mean, I've looked at some of them. Looked at a lot of them, but I never... They always seem to be high-end kind of tools, so I haven't really looked at the lower-end stuff. Good question.
We're going to have to get some lights.
See, at least I'm not afraid, unlike some people, a lot of YouTubers, I'm not afraid to say I don't know. Those words a lot of people, a lot of adults, have problems saying quite often are the words I don't know.
I don't know who he's talking about.
Yeah. That's not the way I meant it. Wow, it got dark quick around here, didn't it? All right, let's get on the stadium lights. There we go. Some stadium lighting here. Does it tilt up anymore? Yeah,
it's a really good thing I'm not like super high maintenance with a lot of makeup because I think you messed it all up.
You're
beautiful?
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say?
I was going to say scaly, but twin battery seems a better idea than a big new battery. A voltage that is not a variable on a smaller battery. That's what I think too, man. And I think it makes it a more approachable line for everybody rather than forcing them to jump into yet another battery line. The Wazer water jet is cool. It is cool. I have not had a chance to really see it. I was hoping to see it at something like what do you call it? Maker Faire, but that's not going to happen. Happy Sunday, everyone. Client Graphics says, Client Graphics in the house. Man, Jennifer White Wolf in the house. How's it going?
Hey.
Hey, everyone. Don't forget to use at the Den of Tools to get our attention. It shows up as orange, so when you see it up here in... There it is. Right there. That orange one. That's how we know you're talking to us. Johnny says he'll be working at a dealership changing oil. From there, I'll work my way up while at the same time going to school. Congratulations. That is awesome. That is great. Lewis says, don't mention mystery, back in Vegas. We are back in Vegas. In fact, we've been back in Vegas since, I've been here since September. You got here beginning of August. Let's see here. Maintenance man's in the house. Let's see here. Nathan says, Fastenal will give you the company you work for the use of their bulk discounts. Well, I'm guessing you're meaning they'll give you the same discount, that's cool. Writing life. Here's a different question. Since you did woodworking, what are your favorite brand work boots? Oh man. Here's the thing. I wear size 15 extra wide. So my favorite brand of work boots is whatever I can find. Mm-hmm. It really is. I mean, and if you see the channel, you know I normally wear Crocs, but I haven't been in work boots in 20 years, 25 years. So I would say back in the day, it was probably, what was it? I'm trying to remember the brand.
Red Wing?
I was thinking it was Red Wing. It had to have been Red Wing, because I think it was the only people that would make shoes my size. Yeah, I got big feet, as in like Bigfoot, people hunting me for me in the forest, kind of big feet.
He looks like the Squatches.
I'm getting more of those 4-foot lights and putting away the fluorescents. Fluorescents suck your soul right out through your eyeballs. I love LEDs. I love them so much. They have saved me. I hate fluorescent lights with a passion. Fastenal has a shipping trucking service for big items like lathes and shop table saws. That's cool. Yeah, trying to if you buy something like that and you have to transport it, that's bear ignore trolls of all stripes. Ryobi King says, love your videos. I'm more of a Ryobi guy. Really?
Couldn't tell.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked, I say.
Is this thing turned off, or am I gonna
It's turned off.
Oh, good.
Nick is ending what?
Is he going 9 eyes, or?
Icon needs a lot better resources. The tools are okay, but not worth the money. Not saying don't buy them, but better options. Okay, you say they don't have good enough resources. What are the resources that they need?
Yeah.
My grandpa had a belt drive air compressor, way quieter than anything I've seen new. I want one. What kind am I looking for? Harbor Freight has I think it's like a 30-gallon compressor that I know a lot of people have picked up. And anyway,
is that your?
I don't know. We're going to come back to here real quick. We got, how's it going? Bill Reed, $5 with the animation thing. And we'll go ahead and do the ring for Bill Reed. And we're working our way backwards. Mr. Winners with the 1234, doing it old school style.
Yep.
With the odd numbers there. I really enjoyed many of your videos, but I'm scared of bells. Just kidding. I'm scared of bells.
I love the heart. Whoa.
What are you doing?
I'm falling out of my chair.
Get
I'm
your
so
glasses.
excited about the 1, 2.
Go find your glasses.
I have to ring a bell.
You're going to kill me.
Well, that will be entertaining for everyone else. A dinosaur attacks a bear. I love my little short arms. Although I guess technically they don't really have short arms. Let me do the bell.
Are you a small arms dealer?
Yes.
Hand me the drink. I need a beverage.
Okay. I'm going to try to find glasses.
And find some bourbon.
I'm not going to find any bourbon. I know where one pair is, but it only has
bourbon?
one arm.
Oh.
No.
And
glasses.
then bring me out a small glass of vodka, will you? Thank you. And buy some bourbon when you're at the store next time.
We're not flying the friendly skies. I am not like a flight attendant. I'm not an air host.
Excuse me.
I am a dinosaur trying to find my glasses.
Hello, my West Coast Bears. Daniel's in the house. Thank you very much for the support, Daniel. Aaron Porter got all three, the Herc 12 volts for $40 each, and a 5 amp hour Herc battery that somehow got 20% off. Wow, 4 for $150. So stoked. That is awesome. So I did a video on the 12 volt stuff. I actually said I liked it way better than all the other brushed 12 volts. Not saying the Milwaukee Fuel 12 volts. Those are far, far better, but they're also more expensive. But I thought the Hercs were overpriced, and I'm so glad to see them coming down in price. Louis Burmester says, I like the new bell. $2. We should do like a punch card kind of thing. You get like free sub sandwiches after so many donations. Anyway. All right. Preston's tool review. What's your opinion on Ryobi? Love your video. $2 on that one. Opinion on Ryobi is that they're awesome for the average homeowner. And you know what? And I've honestly seen some pros use it, especially those in specialty businesses. Believe it or not, I've seen a lot of guys in aeronautics use them. And I don't know why they've taken off there. Maybe because these guys are just smart. And they're smarter than the rest of us, and they understand the good use of a frugal tool. So, Ray Nirvana's in the house. Ray, how you doing? Out of the hospital, on your feet? Shout out to some folks in the audience with channels. Ryobi King, Ford Tech, Preston. Apparently younger kids doing tool reviews. Preston's tool. Well, you know what? That said, we should take a moment to say thank you to all of our mods today. Zaphiel there, Reed Nirvana, Daughter Ross, Steve, everyone else. And you know what? In fact, we're going to make another one there. And just to say thank you for helping out with the channel, and also as a way to say thank you for them helping out with the channel. Please go and check out their channels. Most of them are creators in their own right. They have other channels, most of them tool related as well. So go check them out, watch a video, give them a thumbs up just as a way of saying thank you. So let's see here. Where was I at? Nothing different except for the Canadian beer. Mika got it. See, not afraid to make fun of myself. What do you think of Tang tools? They look... Oh my gosh. She needs to turn that alarm off every night. I don't know. I've looked at them. I've not done anything with them. They look interesting. There's something I want to do a deeper dive into. That Capri tools, I've been getting a lot of people asking me to take a look at. 256 watching. Wow, that's a good night. Consider we didn't announce it ahead of time. Thanksgiving in Canada was in the beginning a religious holiday. Well, turkey for me is always a religious holiday. Let's see here. Bought the Vulcan Omni Pro 220. Can't wait for the plasma cutter. Do you think Snap-on has a very limited amount of brushless tools licensing? Why do you think... Oh, I think Snap-on has a limited amount of tools because they try to stay focused in a very tight niche and try to own that niche. And if they open up and they go beyond it, they open themselves to being exposed as having not great tools. Honestly, the tools that they have, battery-wise, as far as the power coming from the battery and such, is about a generation and a half behind like the likes of Milwaukee. I would say that back and forth that there's some things, honestly, about the build of a Snap-on Impact that is better than the Milwaukee.
I'm going to attempt to repeat.
If only you were married to somebody who could fix stuff like that. And are you going to glue your fingers together? Because I'm going to...
Perhaps. Let's just...
What is that?
Honey, can you just focus
I just asked what it... Wow, it smells. Oh my gosh.
Stop saying your wife smells.
Oh, you have no idea.
Daughter of Ra.
Awake Patriot says the bear showed up at my house party and drank $250 of cheap tequila. Who'd I talk to? Boy, it wasn't me. I learned my lesson on cheap tequila years ago. I got a cheap flight down to Mexico to Cancun, and I've never drank cheap tequila since. It took me 4 years to drink tequila after that. I put Bauer corded RA sander to work for 2 hours straight. Nice tool, did a good job. That's awesome. Scott, the answer to your question is he wants views. All these people are trying to lure me into posting stuff about them in the hope that it will send views to them. You know, as the saying goes, all was it? I just forgot.
Good publicity.
All publicity is good publicity. They don't care. They're willing to. It's just, I mean, because the guy's flat out lying about stuff at this point. I mean, there are some people who are critical, and they can be critical all they want. I just asked them to use facts. Making stuff up, man. Be men. I just cannot believe how many children there are on YouTube. Grown men acting like freaking teenage... I hate to act like teenage girls gossiping and spreading rumors in order to try and prop themselves up. And it's flatly disgusting. It just, you know...
Don't give it any more time.
Reese says, my job is going to train me and pay me to become an RHVAC tech, so I will be state certified as well.
Yay!
Well, you got to like that. Riding Life says, the 99 cents was me, but I forgot to type in chat.
Oops.
You still got $1. Riding Life, that's for you. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
What?
You're like Ric Flair over there. Woo! I can't even do Ric Flair right. Jennifer White Wolf, I have the Harbor Freight pressure washer. The wand is the Wink Link. I had a coupler made to use the same wand as my industrial capacity washer. Now it's great for light duty work. That's a smart idea.
I fixed it for tonight.
Let's see here. Dental's looking Lucky Cobalt now has a 24-volt die grinder, screw gun, ratchet, and rotary hand. Are those all new, or is it combination tool? Anyway, I'll have to look into it. I like the new Cobalt tools.
They're
and I'm
all
stoked.
new because there are commas.
Yeah. And I like to point out that a lot of people go like, well, why are you so down on Cobalt? You know, because I was questioning about whether they were going to go away. I'm not down on Cobalt. I was one of the first guys on YouTube to be demoing Cobalt tools 3 years ago when they first came out. Or was it? Because it wasn't. They've been out for about a year or so then.
Hey, Toolhead. We understand.
Just stopped in to say hi. Have a good one, man. I know, end of the weekend and all that. Joshua says, I think Bauer's a good drill. Hammer is a good drill. I think they're great. People ask me why I don't use them more often. It's like, because I have tools that I like better. I like the Hercules stuff better. It's, so.
Do I get to ring the bell?
No, we already did this one.
What?
No. Our electric ratchets, worth it. The half-inch drive, I looked at was $200. That's $200 out of my budget. I'll be honest, I don't use electric ratchets. And back in the day when I did stuff like that, because we would do like assembly and infrastructure for like corporate wiring runs and stuff like that, and server rooms and all that kind of stuff, and even erecting Wi-Fi towers and whatnot. And I would have killed for an electric ratchet back then, just absolutely killed for one. And it, the stuff we had power-wise back then just isn't like what we have today. But today, I don't know, I just don't do enough to justify an electric ratchet. Let's see here. So what's the best purchase tool you've made in the last 3 months? People always like to put me on the spot like that. What's the best tool purchase I've made in the last 3 months? I just bought something not too long ago. I don't know, most of the stuff I buy is for testing. I bought a bunch of ratchets. I bought a bunch of I already have most of the tools that I need to use on a daily basis, and they work just fine.
Your chair? My
chair. But like, everything I purchase these days is for testing. Because that's what I do these days. So, I don't know. That's a hard one to answer.
I'll have to think about that.
I don't know. I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. That's the problem, is I just have a crappy memory about stuff like that. Let's see here. Welder FC90 versus Central Machinery 125. Hold on here. I'm not a welder. All right. And I try to talk about that's that century thing. I would get, well, if it was between those two, I'd get the Century. That's easy. But honestly, I'd get the Titanium instead. Rigid has a 3/8 ratchet head for the multi-tool. Do they really? I love Rigid's multi-tool. Quentin Cave says, "At Dead Tool, shout me out." Just did.
Did we do Daniel?
We did.
Okay.
Do you think Icon should come up with their own identity instead of being a straight copy of Snap-on since they're going head-to-head? Do you think Snap-on franchise should be worried? I think Snap-on franchisees, for the most part, are worried. What a lot of people don't realize is I actually talked to, at this point in my Rolodex, it's close to 30 Snap-on franchisees. In fact, we're talking about doing a thing with one of them right now. Snap-on is targeting vets for the franchisee model, and they're selling them routes that are not adequate. Snap-on knows that. Snap-on admits it. Snap-on basically doesn't care. Says, yeah, they do evaluation of the route. So, yep, it's not adequate. You'll have to develop it better. And they're like, I can't make, I can't make something if the base isn't there, and it's not, and they've already got their franchise money. They don't care. And they'll sell that route over and over and over again. So as far as the first half of your question, yes. And anybody who's been around this channel has heard me say repeatedly, I wish Harbor Freight would stop copying people. I wish they would take the opportunity to go better. Like with the cabinet behind me. The one thing I really don't like about the cabinet is that to mount the hutch, you have to screw through the stainless steel top plate to do it. There are ways to engineer a better solution, a more elegant solution, and their response is, well, that's the way everyone else does it. I don't, of course, being a father of three, my response to that is, well, if everyone else jumped off a bridge, would you? It's they have an opportunity as the second mover, as the third mover, to look what other people's, what mistakes they've done and do a better job of it. And they are in some regards, but I don't think they're taking it far enough. Like the battery system. I think they could have done a universal battery system for the Warrior, the Bauer, and the Hercules. And that could have, and then buy the level of tool you want to go with the battery, and they could have just put the whole tool industry on their heels with that, and they didn't do it. So.
Catching up.
Wahawk! Hi from Iowa. Go Hawkeyes! Hello to everyone. What's your opinion of Harbor Freight pressure washer that is going for $79? It is a decent around-the-house pressure washer. I have one. In fact, I have two of them. I got one here and I got one in Montana. Bobby Ganesh says, hello, Bear family. JD Texas, does Harbor Freight still sell sets of Hercules tools? I only saw individuals. No, they only do individuals now. That it's their build your own set concept. So rather than forcing you to buy a set of 5 tools, one of which you don't really need and is filled with fluff like work lights and stuff that are like great, it's going to sit on a shelf, you may never use it. They basically make everything a la carte. You can piece it together. Actually, this is something I suggested. I'm not saying they took my suggestion, but that's something I said from the beginning. They either need to do sets or they need to do a la carte. They went with a la carte, and they also ditched the freaking plastic cases and went with bags, which is awesome because the Hercules bags are top notch. I love those things.
Yes, so do our children. They try to steal them. I mean, appropriate them.
Yeah.
I mean, liberate them.
And by children, she means... Rigid has a 3/8 ratchet head from... We just read that. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no. It's always great to see Mr. and Mrs. Bear.
Aw,
Dale,
thanks, Dale.
Don't lie. You're just here for the dino bear next to me.
You didn't even notice my tail.
How do you like the Icon toolbox? I really like it. I do. You know, and a lot of people give me grief going, well, you got that $10,000 box. Well, I didn't get the side cabinet to want to quibble. It's not something I needed or wanted. I mean, it's great for testing and showing to you guys, but I have no need of a box like this. This is not... There's 2 reasons to buy this level of box. It's you want to show off or you want to treat yourself. It's a luxury purchase. Either way, it's not one I needed. And I think most people will be just fine with the U.S. General. I want to see some work done on aftermarket U.S. General mods to put what the cost would be to buy a U.S. General and replace all of the rails with high-end rails. How much would that cost? Because then you'd have a really well-built steel box with top-of-the-line rails. Maybe you could put good casters, better casters on it as well. I bet you could get a quality box like this for half the price going that way. Anyway, just a thought. Old Python joke, you'll get it. Nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more. Wink as good as a nudge to a blind man. Sorry, I'm thinking about... My parrot's dead. Not dead, sleeping. You gotta be a Python fan for that one. Mm-hmm. What are the best gloves? Mechanics.
For what?
Yeah. And honestly, I use them more, well, I don't have an AK right now. I used to run a couple AKs and they got sharp pointy bits, so that's why I used my mechanics gloves for more than anything. I am really bad. I don't know if you can see it, how badly beat up my knuckles and stuff are. I'm really bad about not using protection. I have 3 kids. What can I say? However, New Jersey, do you know if Harbor Freight will be coming out with a 4-ton long-reach rapid pump floor jack? I do not know. That's a good question, though. I'll pass that along. What are some good side hustles / side work? I'm an apprentice plumber, and all the plumbing side work has dried up around me. Installs, and installs. Get that new Milwaukee tool that came out. If you're a plumber, you probably already have Milwaukee. That new Milwaukee tool with the little offset and the right angle and all that. And do installs for a lot of these home electronics. I've been having a conversation with somebody right now. They do installs of Ring doorbells. They're in medical school, and they get so much it pays for school. So, you can do stuff like that. You can do IKEA installs, setup, builds, and there's actually, it's kind of like Uber. I've been approached a couple times by these companies that want me to work for them doing installs at like Lowe's and stuff like that because they're firing all their in-house staff and going with outsourced people to do that.
What was that other one that's like OfferUp? It's kind of like...
But for jobs and stuff?
Yeah, but it's not OfferUp. You work for them. It's kind of like a mobile mechanic, but it's like a
handyman stuff. Yeah. Also, safe installs. If you know how to install a gun safe, you will never, and you've got the equipment to do it, you'll never lack for work. Yeah. If you live in the right part of the country.
Yeah, that's the other thing is, we don't know where you are.
Yeah. If you're in San Francisco, not so much. Let's see here. I use Dr. Scholl's work shoes at the dealership. Oil resistant and good shoes.
Cool.
That's cool. Jeff, have you heard if Hercules might have a multi-battery charging station in the works? Yes, they do. And it was something I meant to mention in my Hercules video, and I forgot. I apologize. You need magic shoes like Forrest Gump. I do. I really do, man.
Yeah.
Careful while roaming the Montana wild. Yeah.
Yes, that is very true.
Where do you think the nickname Bear came from? We were out playing paintball in the woods. And I go too far?
Yeah.
Paul St. Marie. This is good to see you guys. Esmer, 2. I need something for my lathe tooling. I don't like carts posts being bolted on, not welded. You could always weld them.
I'm going to ring the bell.
Okay. Ring the bell.
Bing, 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 bing.
You're ringing the bell. You don't have to make the sound effect
I can't help it.
at the same time.
I can't help it.
That's literally the bell's job.
It's the dinosaur in me. I can't help it.
I'm going to burn that thing. The 22 if you're just looking for the tooling and not to actually hold the lathe, the Harbor Freight 22-inch or 24-inch cabinet, the small rolling cabinet, has a lot of small drawers, and then you have a nice table on top of it so you can put the stuff you're working on out there. I think it would be great for that kind of stuff. I'm looking into getting a small mill, and I was thinking about. I left my other one in Montana. I was thinking about getting another one just for that purpose.
Do you see John?
John what?
Okay, it's after Destin, so.
My wife loves your wife's hairpiece. I'm like, tool reviews, babe, not hair reviews.
We can have both. Okay?
Nope.
Yep, we can have both.
Any news on the Hercules line expanding? Yeah, there was actually a picture of it in the video I did when I said Hercules is coming back. I'm trying to get a better picture of that to share with you guys. Looking for a new miter saw. Any suggestions? I'm a huge fan of the Hercules one, and I think the Admiral is great for a DIYer. Let me scroll back here.
Wait. We're going to miss Dustin's comment.
We got to go back to. We missed a whole bunch of comments. We were up here before. That's how far behind we are.
That's because you talk too much.
You forgot my super chats. Where's the bell? Daniel, I gave you bells for the super chat.
Somebody says, how old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking? You guys look late 30s, early 40s. Keep talking about retirement.
I'm married.
Back.
You don't have to flatter me.
Yeah. I'm 172 years old. Can't you tell by the horns?
I'm 50. She's younger than I am.
Yes, we are 11 years difference, so I am 39.
Have you talked about the Hercules battery price hike and how it could change people into buying them? Yeah, I mentioned in the video on Hercules stuff that I hoped that it was a typo. It's not a typo. I'm waiting till I see a coupon, what the coupon price is going to be on it before I make any final decisions. I'm not happy with the battery price on it, I'll be honest. For boots, safety shoes, Justin boots, or Georgia boots. Georgia makes good stuff. I'm not familiar with Justin.
Yeah. Wait. I think I am familiar with Justin. They might do cowboy boots.
Okay. Do you think Harbor Freight will bring back any Hercules drill kits? They won't be kits. Buying your first tool a la carte isn't a great deal compared to the kits. That's not true. You got to break down what the cost per tool and per item is. If the a la carte is on sale, and the tool kit, if you divide it up by what you're getting for each one, it's the same price, then it's math.
Shh.
Any comments?
Confusing them with math.
Any comments on some of these new listings from Harbor Freight today? Seemed like a weird combination. No, I'll be honest. I've been trying to spend more time with the family on weekends, and so I've not been following a lot of the weekend tools kind of stuff. So we got a Doyle 11-in-1 ratcheting multi-bit. Meh. A dash cam. They came out with a dash cam.
That doesn't look like.
And it looks terrible.
It
looks terrible.
Looks like a radar gun.
The heavy duty. I've been into dash cams since they first started coming out. I ordered my first ones from China because you couldn't buy them here in the U.S. I had them imported. 20. That's how long I've been into the dash cam scene. 20-foot, 2-gauge, heavy-duty booster cables. Those look cool.
The dash cam scene.
You don't know. They're actually...
Is it like raving and then the dash cam scene?
Isn't there a bell you should be ringing or something? Stop. Daughter Raw's going to unsubscribe. Luminar Outdoor... Oh, look at it. They got colored light bulbs out now. The linkable rope. The one-step multi... That's weird.
The wooden toolkit.
A wooden toolkit. I had one of those when I was a kid. And the little wooden race car. I'm going to get that. Power bank, and then we got the Doyle demolition screwdrivers. That's interesting. Boy, you're right. That is an eclectic mix, isn't it?
They just want to offer something for everyone.
William says, been retired since I was 55, almost 63. Old man in the den here. GVR Tools, how's it going from South Dakota? Cold night up there, I bet for sure.
Yeah.
Don't let him bother you. I will walk 15 feet and disconnect his internet. I missed your input on the welders. I wouldn't get the Chicago Electric. The Chicago Electric was okay. I would get either the was it not something Miller? It's the Lincoln Central or whatever they call it, Century or whatever. And honestly I would get the titanium from Harbor Freight over either of those. Did she sprout demon horns? I think my wife did last week. At least once a month. Don't you hit me. I know you're thinking about it. Evening, guys. That was Carl in there. Kleingein. Hey, Kleingein's in the house.
Hey, Kleingein.
If you guys missed his live stream today, he had a great live stream with his dad doing new Makita versus old Makita. That was
really cool. I have to say, it was really cool. So if you didn't get a chance to check it out,
I wish I could have stayed on longer, but I was hanging out with the boys and doing some stuff today.
Yeah.
1 ring-a-dingy, 2 ring-a-dingy. I feel like the count. What are the best gloves? We talked about that. Have we talked about the Hercules? Yeah, we talked about that too. So I must have skipped a whole bunch of stuff.
Someone was asking, do they like the cowbell better or the desk bell better?
For me, I like the cowbell, but the desk bell's definitely more convenient.
The desk bell is, I think, a better volume for
better compromise.
Folks.
Maybe wrap some tape on it.
But I love
yes,
getting crazy with
I like watching Eleanor with the cowbell.
Oh my gosh,
She's
Eleanor,
hilarious.
yeah.
Walt Lars says, buy some bourbon from the home distilling expert. Dude, do you have any idea how much work it is to make bourbon? And on top of that, when you're the home distilling expert, do you want to guess how many times I've had a, hi, we're from the Internal Revenue Service and I'd like to talk to you about tax stamps. Yeah.
We just happen to be in your neighborhood.
Yeah. I am high on their target radar for keeping an eye on for making liquor.
Oh, GBR Tool says, hello, Bear Fam. Freezing my tail off here in South Dakota tonight.
Yeah. How is the Rhino bench top grinder? I have not used it. I won't talk about. I haven't used it, and I haven't gotten enough not impact, but what am I trying to say? Input on it to really say anything about it. Are they coming out with a 12 volt 3/8 Hercules impact wrench? Don't know about that. Would not be surprised.
Bo Freak, I just have to say, I read your question. It says, do you think Icon will come out with power tools? But what I read was paper tools, and I was trying to envision how that would work.
So Icon is a brand owned by Harbor Freight. And so the Icon equivalent in power tools is Earthquake. So they already have come out with power tools that are the Icon equivalent. Let's see here. What are the best gloves? Mechanics is what we were talking about before.
Oh, what happened?
I recently bought Everlast. Seems to compete. Everstart. Oh, I was thinking I just filled in the Everlast part. Seems to compete with more expensive meters. Got it off of Amazon. That's cool. I'll have to check that out. Only difference for anything is Canadian beer. Well, I must have jumped way back. Mm-hmm. We're in the Wayback Machine. I have totally screwed things up.
Apparently, the only thing different for Canadian Thanksgiving is Canadian beer.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you been paid to not talk about the Hercules battery price change? Are you serious? Because it was like literally in my video about Hercules getting relaunched. When are the new Hercules tools coming out? They're rolling out now. They're already in some stores. Thoughts on the $100 Flux welder? That's the Chicago Electric. I have. It's okay if you were really price constrained, like I don't have much money and I wanted to do stuff. You can do it. You can stick metal to metal, and there's some great mods you can do to fix it up yourself when you get a few bucks, and they're easy enough to do. If you do have the extra money, though, I do recommend getting the titanium. It's just an all-around better machine. What is the tattoo of? Well, we've got the my nautical stars. I used to sail a bunch, and this is a Christian-based tattoo, faith, hope, and charity. It's also a nautical one. This is my Second Amendment tattoo, and you guys have probably seen the ones on my legs. Again, more nautical stuff. Let's see here. I love my Cobalt tools. As a vet, you get 10% off in the store. Yes, you do. Milwaukee just did that by creating different levels of tool quality from brush to brushless to fuel. Yep. Do you have a gun channel on YouTube? No, Steve, I actually planned to do gun stuff on this channel when I first started, and I did 3 gun-related videos and basically got blacklisted for 6 months. And they put me in my place. I'm thinking, I had thought about starting another channel. I actually own a domain called Carry 24/7, and I used to be a concealed carry. Hello.
There's a bubble in there.
Used to be a concealed carry instructor in California. Yes, in California, and I just haven't had the time to do yet another channel. Icon versus Tecton, who wins? Honestly, I prefer the Tecton stuff over the Icon. I wouldn't say that they're better. I'd say they're about comparable quality. I prefer the feel of the Tecton stuff. I'd say the Tecton ratchets and the Tecton ratcheting wrench. The Icon sockets are probably better than the Tecton sockets. Let's see here.
Did you see Glenn Kissel?
No. What?
Zaffiel said he'll get to your comment likely and no. So my guess is maybe he didn't know how to do at the Den of Tools, and Zaffiel was saying, hey, he'll probably get to your comment. So maybe scroll up a little bit.
Well, guys, first of all, remember, type at the Den of Tools to get our attention. It shows up in orange so we know you're talking to us. And if you guys saw, I screwed up the scroll on this, so if I missed it, I am sorry. I don't ever try to not answer anyone's questions.
And there isn't a way for us to search.
Yeah, so, I can't search.
Sorry. So ask again, and just remember, we're not singling you out. It's Glenn. I don't see it in there. No.
Glenn Kissel.
Oh,
have you been paid? Yeah,
yep.
I did answer that one. I didn't see
who that was from. Somebody asked about a tattoo. Not sure which one of us you're talking about.
I already answered. We will be paying attention, but starting the Sunday night cleanup. Oh, Daughter Ross. Who let you out of the bear suit? Actually, I'm the human in the group. The bear gets the weekends off. Mm-hmm. Home Depot now sells Dewalt tools without the battery as well. There you go. Breaker bar recommendations. Walmart actually has some really inexpensive American-made breaker bars that are not bad. What's your opinion of the Inside Track Club membership? If you shop a lot at Harbor Freight, it can really add up. In fact, even if you go to the parking lot sales, you can go a day early. And now that everything's price checked from corporate, you don't really have to wait until Sunday. So you can actually, I know one guy who grabbed a Vulcan welder that's normally $600 for $200. So Inside Track paid for it right there. Editing status, integrating Soviet national anthem. You go, Nick, man. I love watching those videos. The music is epic. Thoughts on a $100 welder. That was the one we just talked about there. The Chicago Electric, it will stick stuff together. You can make mods to it, but I think you're better off with the titanium. Can you pour a pretty big slab of concrete with Harbor Freight concrete mixer, or do you recommend using a concrete truck? What kind to use? If you're doing like a patio, if you're doing your own driveway, you could do it with yourself. It depends on the conditions you're in, what the slope is like, what kind of concrete you need, your skill level, how fast you can work. Man, there's so much. How many people are helping you, and the cost. Can you order cheap concrete where you're at? I mean, if you can get cheap concrete, get it delivered, then the concrete truck's the way to go.
Hey, Iowa Mike.
Iowa Mike's in the house. Broken says, "Hello, me. I have 3 kids." Hercules Jackhammers in stores now. Can you say anything about Hercules batteries going forward? As I said before, I don't have information going forward on Hercules batteries. I'm waiting to find out what the sale price on them is going to be, if it's going to come back down to a reasonable level. I will not be happy with them if $60, I think it's $60, $50, $50 or $60 is the new standard price. I think that's too expensive. Yes, I realize there are tariffs and stuff, but I think that's going too far. You are slow reading the comments. I try to answer questions and not just be glib about stuff. Yes, just for the tooling, weighs 2,500 pounds. Oh, you can put that on a cart. Soviet Anthem integration failed.
Oh, no. Try again.
Render commencing. Small Engine says, BS Small Engine says, I bought a 140, Lincoln 140 a few years ago and love it. What's a good starter dash cam? Honestly, I have a video on, go to the channel page and do a search on dash cams. It was a sponsored video. They paid me to write it. Or not to write it, but to review it. But I honestly love it. I use it every day. It's in my truck right now.
Yep.
And the best thing about it is it's got a magnetic mounting bracket. So when you're not using it, you just pop it out. And that way you don't have to worry about somebody breaking your window to steal your dash cam.
Yep.
Harbor Freight ever going to make a hutch stainless steel for U.S. General? Bo Freak, I tell them every time I talk to them that you guys want that. They know it. They've heard it. I don't know. They don't tell me that kind of stuff. Jennifer says she likes this bell.
Yay. Brad's
Desk
Workbench
bell.
says, cowbell for life.
Brad's Workbench in the house. Echo says, I may be one of the youngest in the den. The desk bell is less awful than the cowbell. All of them I heard are hard on my ears.
Okay, Daniel, you have a size 12 5E. Does that mean 5E that's narrow, right?
No.
That's wide?
That's wide.
Okay, is A the one that's narrow? Okay. Sorry. 4A? Okay.
Really narrow. That's skis.
Yep.
Yankee Cantrell. Freight sale today. $400 later. New Icon tools.
Why don't you get off my bell?
Mike, thank you for instructing people on how to appropriately use the At the Den of Tools. At the Den of Tools. Nick Hoffman, editing status, update rendering time estimated 45 minutes. Good luck on that. Premiere in 90 minutes.
Cool.
I'm trying to catch up, guys. What are your thoughts on the Earthquake cordless ratchet? You're talking about the 12 volt one? My thoughts are that they need more 12 volt tools. It's a decent tool. They need more 12 volt tools. When I order my 72 US General, I'll have to measure the drawer slides for a stronger replacement. There's also a mod to rivet them in place so you get less rattle. My opinion on Metabo drills. Metabo makes some really high-end stuff. They just bought Hitachi. I'm waiting for the shakedown to figure out where things are going to fall after that. Why are most of your videos about Harbor Freight? It's because that's what people have asked to view. We started off, you've watched my earlier videos, there was only a few about Harbor Freight. People asked me to do more stuff about Harbor Freight. I like shopping at Harbor Freight. I was there quite often. And then recently, in the past few years, there's been more and more stuff because Harbor Freight is the one that is announcing whole new lines of tools.
And they've also changed so much.
They've changed entirely from the store they used to be. And they're the ones making big news and shaking things up. Mm-hmm. You know, Milwaukee comes out with a new tool here and a new tool there. Dewalt comes out with a new tool here, and they screw over a tool line there by getting rid of their 40-volt line. There's little subtle changes here and there. Harbor Freight's like, we're changing everything.
Right.
You know, we talked about Sears. They changed everything too by closing most of their stores. I noticed new Cobalt wrenches made in India. I've heard about that. I've also heard people complain about rust on them. Where do you buy Tecton tools? You can buy them on Amazon, or you can buy them directly from Tecton. I highly recommend you buy them from Tecton, because if you do that, you get a 10% credit cashback thing towards your next purchase. They get free shipping, and you get all the benefits, and you end up saving money. And if you're feeling frisky, you can go find one of my Tecton videos, and there's a link there, and if you buy it, you go to their website using my link, I get a small commission on that. It's a way to help support the channel.
Yep, and you're buying something that you already are looking.
But if you already got, but I realize most people I already have Amazon Prime, so I'm going to order that way.
Yep.
Do whatever makes you feel happy. My reviews of the Scorpion Sundays in the house. My review of the POF 6.5 Edge is on my second most popular video. Awesome. Speaking of gun videos, if you're into that, check out Scorpion Sundays channel. Northern Tool Goodyear rubber air hose, $22. Recommend a torque wrench brand. I have the Harbor Freight whatchamacallit, the Icon torque wrench, which for the money is hard to beat. It beat Snap-on in testing, so independent testing at that. If you're looking for digital torque wrenches, Cobalt's got one, Harbor Freight's got one. Who else? I've not used, but I've been told Gear Wrench has a good torque wrench. Not digital, it's a standard one. They may have a digital one, but I haven't heard anything about it. Which logo do you prefer seen on your wrenches? Icon or Carlisle tools as they are the same? They're not the same. I've taken both apart. They're not the same. They're similar. They're very similar, but they're not the same. Boss sent you some photos, articles on battery adapters I've made. Any thoughts? You sent me... Was this a while back or recently? New Hercules Jackhammers are in most stores. They look cool. I wish I had something in a jackhammer. Cleanup mostly done at Donna Raw's house.
Oh, cool.
Aaron Porter, I feel like Harbor Freight should collapse the EQXT brand into the Herc line. Doesn't make much sense to have two premium 20... I totally agree with you. 110%. Harbor Freight, if you're watching right now, it would be a bold, some would say a brave move to basically get rid of all your tools and come out with one line or with multiple lines that all use the same battery. Let's see here.
Lucky 13 Driver says, good night, y'all.
Good night.
I know it was a little while ago. Good night.
Yankee Control, I have a real problem with buying tools. I think at this point I have almost every brand. How many drills does a man need? That's a trick question.
Just one more.
just one more.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Do you know anything about Icon coming out with impact sockets? I don't. They've not told me, but I gotta assume they're going to do it. Bought the Admiral Miter Saw this weekend. Happy I did. Thanks for your content, Brad. No worries. That's a good saw. Good solid saw. Chessmaster, did you see Cobalt's coming out with a bunch of new 24? You're the third person to say that. I didn't see them. I think that happened just the past couple days. I've been off the grid really the past couple days, or trying to be, and jumping around apparently a lot too. Night Lucky Driver, by the way. Let's see here. What's a good software program to design furniture? I have no idea. Probably get one of the free ones, like I use Google SketchUp. I taught myself that a long time ago. So Sonic says, I love your gun vids, dudes. Shame Alphabet Inc. is evil like Skynet and Terminator. I do have a politics channel and that I don't post to very often. I was thinking about combining it into guns and politics. Seems what most people seem to assume is the same topic anyway. What do you think about Hercules 5V Max and Hercules Go Make Max Batteries tools like Dewalt 20? What do you think about Hercules 5V Max, and is Hercules going to make... I think they're top of the line batteries. there's all Samsung says. There's some of the I've taken a lot of batteries apart, and I'm fairly knowledgeable, better than the average bear, on the type of cells used in them, and I've done a lot of hobbyist kind of stuff with them. That said, I think it's cool what Dewalt is doing. I like the concept with the flex volt kind of stuff. Whether you get, basically it's like, more power, shower pool, bigger pool, less power, and they kind of change either way. And it's an interesting concept. I'm not sure how necessary it is, but I think what they charge for pricing on those things is just unreal. And Harbor Freight with the Hercules has always been the best bang for the buck, until recently when they changed the price, which I've said repeatedly I'm not happy about. Looking for another cordless line to try. Would love to do the Hercules 20-volt line, but the price doesn't seem very too far off name brand. Thoughts? Coupons will be coming out on them, hopefully bringing the prices down. I will say this: I have tested the Hercules line against comparably priced tools from both Milwaukee and Dewalt and Rigid and all of those, and they've outperformed all the other brushless tools that are at the same price point. You never see people testing these tools. When they test versus the Hercules, they're always testing a $90 Hercules drill versus a $200 Milwaukee, a $175 Dewalt, a $155, $165, Rigid or Ryobi or something. They never test apples to apples, and that's what I really think needs to change here.
I'm giggling about Howie. Said someone send the Den of Tools a rubber chicken, so we could
beat the rubber chicken.
Squeaky. Bella would love that.
Daniel says wide.
That's for the shoes.
Oh, yeah, wide.
Yep.
That was Tecton Walmart link.
Joe posted a link above. Yep.
Ryobi or Bauer ecosystems for a beginner woodworker. It depends. As I said, I think Ryobi has a wider line of tools. I think the Bauer stuff is better made. I think Bauer has better quality batteries than Ryobi, not by much. Neither of them are known for high quality batteries. They're decent. They're just not like at the level like the Hercules and Milwaukee and stuff like that. That said, if you find yourself, hey, I'm always at Home Depot, get the Ryobi. If you say, hey, I'm always at Harbor Freight, or Harbor Freight's closer, Home Depot, go with whichever one's closer, whichever one you normally shop at, because that's the best way to support what you're going to be doing anyway.
Sean G says, headphone users, thank you for the new bell.
You're welcome. Y-Pop's taking off. You have a good one. Thanks for stopping by.
Night. And Steven's waiting for his son to go to bed so he can shower, and then he can go to bed because he's going to work in the morning. How is that going?
How was it? Was it his first week last week?
I believe
your first
so.
week? How was their first week? GVR Tools. Got your custom toolbox sticker. Need your address again so I can send it. Address is in the video description of this video.
Yes.
But here, I can post it right now. 2251 North Rampart BLV Boulevard. Mm-hmm. Sweet one. I know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes he forgets and kind of gets a little crazy with numbers.
You have a dinosaur in your head. No one takes you seriously.
I also have a dinosaur tail, but everyone takes me seriously.
You have a dinosaur tail. Of course you do.
Dinosaur tail.
Of course you do. I'll be pulling that later. Scorpion Sunny starting a new job tomorrow. Congratulations.
Cool.
Is the Bauer 20-volt hammer drill decent enough for a large deck with quite a bit of block, or should I go with the Hercules? I think it'll be fine. The key with any tool is use it appropriately. Don't abuse the tool.
Abuse it or overstress it.
Yeah. If it feels like it's getting hot, maybe give it a break for a second.
Take a
Neil,
break.
you follow me? Neil's a stalker. We all know that. No, Hercules will not come out with a max line of batteries. I would find that hard to believe. I was in both chats way before you, Brad. BSS small edges. I love my Tecton quarter set. I use it every day. I tell everyone that it's the best set for the money. I'm a big fan of the Tecton stuff. You guys turned me on to it. I didn't know anything about it until you guys told me about it, and I went and looked at it. I'm like, this is some nice stuff. And I'll be honest, I thought Tecton was a foreign company, and they're based in Michigan. Now, some of their tools are made in the U.S. Most of their tools are made in Taiwan. A smidge are made in China, and then the rest are made in the U.S.
Is that snowball going to drive people insane?
Are people complaining?
I don't know, but it just started irritating me when I was looking at the screen.
It's right there. Look at it. Look
I know.
It's right there. You can poke it.
Well, it was shaking earlier.
Let's see here. Jesse says, what do you think of the quality of Harbor Freight's 145 PSI compressor pumps, and do you think they can handle being turned up to 175? You're talking about the air Are you going to mod them? I would not mod them. They have one. It's an oilless compressor that can do 175. It's harder to get oiled compressors up to the higher compression because of the oil. It causes things to slip when the pressure gets too high through the piston heads. Which is why you usually see oilless compressors at the higher PSI. I have the 175 PSI, and it's amazing. Quinn Torque Wrench is a beast. Expensive, though. It is not cheap.
Daughter of Ra, I see that you're planning to throw another postcard in the mail tomorrow. I have to say that I have been super sick, and I have not sent you several of them. I have not made it to the post office. So you might get a whole bunch of them all at once. So I apologize that I have not mailed them out sooner. But I'm excited to get another one from you. The last one was awesome. It was beautiful.
What is the Icon hate due to brand loyalty? Honestly, a wrench is a wrench. The Icon hate is due to three things. One, people who spent a bunch of money and don't want to admit that there is something that can be done for less. Two, people who are just burned out. People who, there's some channels that are just doing every single day, Icon this, Icon this, Icon this. Other channels that never touch kind of Harbor Freight related stuff, talking about Icon. And a lot of people feel they're seeing Icon everywhere they go. And third, you get people who are just like, well, I didn't get Icon stuff. I can't afford, I don't have any cash to go out and buy Icon stuff. So my other option is just to sit there and hate on Icon and, do rant videos, because then I'll still get views from everyone who's burned out. I'll get the hater. The haters will come to my channel. We'll try and cut them in half. And people just trying to find ways to drive views to their channel. Because there's nothing funnier than somebody saying, well, that tool's crap, and they've never actually held it in their hands. And it's always somebody going, a real professional would never use this tool. A real professional, and I've worked with wicked smart professionals. We're talking guys with double doctorate degrees in mathematics and engineering. They would never say something about a tool until they've actually seen it.
And used it.
And yeah, and you'll find that I've never said, hey, Tecton tools, or not Tecton, that Icon tools are the best thing you ever. You never hear me say Tecton are the best thing ever. I'm like, this is what I have. This is what I've used to this point. This is what it looks like. I'm showing it to you guys, and I'll get back to you, after I've used it for a while. That's why we do these first look videos. So like when I got this wrench from Tecton, we did a whole thing on the series of videos going, here's the new ones. They look great. They look amazing. They look a lot like this. We open them up. They go, look, they look very similar to these other ones. They seem to, in the testing we've done, held up. Then we'll check back in later.
Right, after you've actually used them for a while.
But people like to put words into my mouth and say that, well, you said that they're amazing and everything. And you said that they're better than Snap-on. And I may say they're better than Snap-on. But you got to understand, better is it's a point of view. It's better why? Better cost for money? That's usually what I mean. Did you get that wheelchair for free? I think he's joking about we'll get you your wheelchair for free. No, a store called Shop-Co, it's kind of like a Target, went out of business, and it's a $3,500 scooter. I think it was $35 scooter we paid $100 for. It has a motor in it. You can drive it around. It's fun.
Yeah.
It was $100. It was a stupid purchase, but I've used it as a camera dolly. In some of the videos, you can tell because it gives me a really good smooth pan in and pan out. The kids drive it around like a go-kart. This is Tecton on the Home Depot. And you can order it at Home Depot, but they don't have it in stores. Do you like that bandsaw I emailed you? Chris, that was a great bandsaw. I'm just not driving to Louisiana right now. Man, he emailed me a Craigslist post for this killer bandsaw. It was a huge industrial one, and they wanted like, what was it, $300, Chris? It was stupid cheap. I just have nowhere to put it right now, and I don't feel like I'm in Vegas. I'm not driving to. If I went to Louisiana without her, she would literally stab me when I got back.
Oh yeah.
She really stabbed me before I left.
No.
Michael says
there'd be a fire sale on your channel that you didn't know about.
Week or two ago, using tool and two-way radios bats on other projects. Oh, that's cool. Mike Teeny says, Den Tools, I've got the Wartquack XT 3/4 and 1/2 inch. I'm not sure what Wartquack is, but I'm guessing he means Ratchet. I want to know what a Wartquack is, because that sounds...
I'm going to get you one for your birthday.
That sounds awesome.
Maybe they come with, like, singing telegrams.
Let's see. Was I that far behind?
Yes.
I didn't see my... Okay, here we go. Oh, no. Scorpion Sunday is taking off. You have a good one. W. Care says, I got a Central Machinery retractable air hose for $59. I like those. I think everyone should get retractable air hoses. Just keeps the shop neat. Richard says, I'm a Rigid guy. I think Rigid makes excellent tools. I have issues with the company not staying behind their warranty, but I think they make excellent tools. The batteries are so-so. Big Baller says, does Harbor Freight have any good soldering irons? Would like to buy a cheap but fairly reliable cordless one. No.
Brad's Workbench says he has to go to bed one more day tomorrow, and then he's back home for 2 weeks.
Woohoo! Steven says, I taught myself SketchUp about 13 years ago.
Cool.
I think that's about when I... Backwards Mechanic says he has a politics channel as well.
Awesome.
Let's see here. Ram Killa's out. You have a good one. Is there anything other than SDS tools that are even similar to an air chisel? I don't believe so. We had that conversation a few weeks back, and the consensus was that for that or an air hammer, you need to go with air. Steve said, I like AutoCAD and SolidWorks. I like those too. They cost a bunch of money. Well, AutoCAD does. I think you can get a education version of SolidWorks. No, I think SolidWorks, that's not one thing you know. I think of Fusion 360. SolidWorks is stupid expensive. Any difference in old MIT wrenches than Tecton? Yeah, the old MIT stuff sucks. It's cheap crap from China. The new Tecton stuff is on par with Carlisle and Icon and all the mid-cost tools. Does Hercules make a brushless impact? They're making one.
Have a good night. I don't know how to say IFSTACO.
But you just said it.
Yeah. Says, thanks for your input. East Coast fella, good night. 5 a.m. comes quick.
Yes.
I hear you.
Take care.
Have a good night.
Jennifer Whitewolf says, I remember when the Rod Gun Club was 89% Democratic. Now it's 0. Times sure changed. What's your other channel? I think it's Red the Bear for President. And, yeah, it was, I grew up in Midwest, mostly in Iowa, Nebraska. Everyone back then was a Democrat because you were farmers and blue-collar workers and, and you all went out shooting and shot pheasant and duck and deer and went fishing and, that's the old school Democrat. And you don't see that anymore. Let's see here. James says, I'm new to Hercules, bought the 20-volt impact drill today and love it. Was able to take lug nuts off my Jeep easily. What should the next tool buy be? Well, you should get the drill driver. I can't say that. It's whatever you need to use. I mean, if you're going to do some demo, get the recip saw. If you're going to do some carpentry, get the circ saw. You can't go wrong with any of them. I have all the tools other than the job site blower, and I think they're for the price value they're at. They're excellent. Let's see here. Harbor Freight has to give us a better warranty. Harbor Freight gives you a 90-day warranty, or the option of, you have the option, keep the money in your pocket and get a 90-day warranty, or buy the extended 2-year instant replace, or 1 year anyway, instant replacement warranty. Who else does that? The way I look at it, that's the best warranty, about the best warranty in the business. I used to be a Rigid fan because of the LSA warranty, but then they found every way they could to weasel out of it. Nick Hoffman, I can now both comment and watch on the TV. Are you commenting on your phone and watching on TV? I do that a lot. Choke the rubber chicken. I don't think so. Was that a jazzy skier? Let's see here. There's a 3-ton floor jack out there is better than Harbor Freight for reason. Is there a 3-ton floor jack out there that's better than Harbor Freight for a reasonable price? If there is, every single tire place in Las Vegas would like to hear about it, because every tire place you go by, you will see Harbor Freight floor jacks in it. Every single one.
Have a good night, Racing Grace.
Did they give up the Yukon boxes? They still have the 1 drawer with the 2 swinging cabinets. The 9 drawer has disappeared. It did, however, show up under a different name at Walmart. Some Walmarts. What's your opinion of Harbor Freight's 145 PSI pumps? We already talked about that. Josh Tool Dude, I've torn down a Hercules battery to rebuild a Rigid battery. The Hercules may have top quality cells, but Rigid has way better circuitry than the Hercules. I disagree, and I've done circuitry for batteries. I've seen it, and I honestly don't think you're right about that. And in fact, Rigid's quite well known in the industry for not managing the power on their batteries very well.
Cup.
Who do you think makes the best wet tile saw? I'm not the person to ask for that. I've tried the ones at Harbor Freight. I like them. Porter Cable makes a great little portable one. Dewalt makes a decent one. Really, you need to go and ask a guy who does tile every single day. And I can't remember the name of him. I know one of you guys knows it. Please post it down below, because there is a guy who does great tile work, and he reviews wet tile saws all the time. It's something Leviton, something with an L, tile work. Gotta talk to them. Let's see here. Please forgive me asking again, but I had to step away before I heard your comment. Is Hercules planning making a multi-battery charger? Yes, they are. It should be coming out this year. How you doing, Bear? Josh Albertson says. Myers store here in Michigan sells Tecton. I've heard that. I miss Myers. That was a great store. Who do you think makes the best wet? We just went over that. It snowed yesterday in central Minnesota. This is the video. Oh my gosh. Bedtime for Ricky. He's going kicking and screaming. Let's see here. Hey, Taylor, I know you asked 3 times. By the way, that's why I never get it right. So up here, this is where we have the chat window. So you can see how far I am behind in the chat window. So I haven't missed your comments, just haven't gotten to them yet. So also, don't forget to put at the Den of Tools so I actually see the highlights show up. John Evans says the 3/8 icon wrench has been recalled. Wow, really? That's surprising. Do you watch my channel? The Hercules remodel look like Bauer drills. They do kind of. They also, a lot of people don't realize that they also snuck in a remodel on the Bauer. So it's or on the Bauer. Yeah, on the Bauer. So they probably are designed to look kind of similar. Anthony says, I love your clean sense of humor backed up by your aggressive research. Mad props, but thank you very much. It's nice to see somebody actually appreciate actual data and research besides just grabbing a tool and going, yeah, I think it's good.
Oh no, bedtime for Ricky. He's going kicking and screaming.
Yes. Have you ever owned any Powercraft tools from Montgomery Ward's? I have not. I haven't been to a Montgomery Ward's, oh my gosh, in so long. AVE will take them apart. I got a couple of cheap electric meters. I'm no electrician, so I only need them for car repair. Do you think they are okay? Multimeters he's talking about.
Oh.
It depends on what you're doing with the car. I mean, if you're just testing, like, hey, does this circuit have power? Then, yeah. Or if it has the right amount of power, it's clean power, you can do that with about anything.
Mike was pointing out that Tecton was like 10% off on Home Depot?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we answered the Icon Toolbox thing. Yukon is not good. Yukon is great for what it is. It's an inexpensive workbench box for light use. It's not an everyday shop kind of box.
Andrew wants to know your thoughts on Knipex pliers.
Knipex. Oh, they're fabulous. Not everyone needs that level of plier, but I have some Knipex, but I also have other ones. I don't buy Knipex for everything. If there's one particular thing I need that I'm going to use like every single day, I'd probably buy Knipex for that, but they're great. Stanley Gneck Butchered last name just dropped a video touring Lowe's Pro Days. Metabo seems to be switching to an all-for-one battery. Should give it a good look. I like that idea. Sonic wants to know if your coughing has gotten any better.
It has gotten better. I have not been this sick in a very long time, so glad I'm doing better. Coughing is definitely, as you guys can tell, I'm not disturbing neighbors as much.
James says, do a Tim Allen upgrade to the Power Wheel. When we bought it, I actually said that's the reason I was going to get it, to do something fun with it. And I don't know. The kids actually want to build like a real go-kart, so I don't know. I have it up for sale on Craigslist right now just because to make room in the garage.
Yes.
I like the idea, but
we need space.
So,
if you're in the Las Vegas area and would like this beauty to come home to your house.
Wallhawk says, I bought my scooter when Kmart closed, paid about the same. Yeah. Would your mods here let me post a link to the photo article so others can get a good laugh? I don't know if they can. You could try it.
Send the link. He should be able to send the link directly to them.
I don't know. Iowa Mike. Good night, all.
Good night.
The real final test for each ratchet is how far and accurate they fly when you chuck them after busting your knuckles. As I've said.
Or talking smack in the shop.
Dinner Tools. What's your best Harbor Freight Shop-Vac? They just redid their Shop-Vacs. They just came out with a brand new one. I haven't tried it. The consensus right now in the community is that Rigid makes the best Shop-Vac.
That is a...
And I just bought a Rigid Shop-Vac, and I forgot it and left it in Montana.
But Dinner Tools, that is a new channel that we could start.
There you go.
Because we like dinner, and we like tools.
Rigid Shop-Vacs are Emerson with a lifetime warranty. Why waste money on a 30-day warranty for $30 less? Time for me to say goodnight. Adrian's taken off.
Good night.
Big Baller, any suggestions for a cheap but reliable soldering iron? Amazon. Yeah, if I'm buying, they got some great little soldering stations, all that, very inexpensive. Unless you got a Fry's near you. If you got a Fry's, go to Fry's. I got to defend Rigid. Good luck with that. First, yeah, I've heard mixed things about the warranty, but so far I've had no issues. Yeah, and my family had a Ford Pinto back in '77, and it didn't blow up. Doesn't mean I'm going to recommend Ford Pintos. Are you okay over there? Batteries are awesome. They can handle a ton of heat. No, they can't. It's all about data sets. If you've done something yourself and it worked great, it could be you got a great tool. Could be you didn't quite use it in the way that's the wrong way. That's called imperial evidence, and it's not worthless. But it's only one data point, and you got to add it up with a whole bunch of other data points. That's why I don't like these guys who go on and go, I'm a master mechanic and I've been using this wrench for 20 years and it's the best wrench you can buy. I didn't use any other wrenches, but this is the best one. And I only do this kind of stuff with it, and I never do this with it. And they don't ever talk. There's so much data out there. When you put something, that's the thing is, I have a background with product testing, and I know you can test something 1,000 different ways, and then you put it out in the wild, and it works great. But 1% of the users has a problem. But if you have 1 million wrenches out there, 1%'s a lot, and you got to understand.
And if you are that 1%.
And if you're if that 1%, it really means a lot to you, and it can damage the reputation of the company. I've never had a significant problem with the rigid warranty. I've had issues with them with trying to find service centers where they're telling me it is a service center, then they're telling me it's not a service center, and I have to ship it in. I don't have to ship it in. But they've also changed some policies, and I should probably do a whole video on it. But the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of people out there having problems with them. And the question is, you may roll the dice and you may get lucky. Do you want to roll the dice? I like rigid tools. I think they make some great tools. Their batteries are just okay, and they have some issues, and they're known for the batteries are known for dying a little sooner than they should. Mustard. I've been using MIT impact sockets and wrenches for years, and as I said, there are people who use stuff. It's like, I mean, that's cheap stuff. But if you don't beat on it and you treat your tools well, they last a long time. Ryobi makes a nice battery-operated soldering gun. I have heard good things about that. And in fact, I've heard that Hercules might be coming out with something like that. Or was it Bauer? I think it was Hercules. JFK was an NRA life member, and he had great taste in women. You're only from Iowa if you bleed black and gold. Dude, I did my time freezing my butt to a bench, watching the Hawkeyes beat the Boilermakers when I was like 6. And been to many times since then. Gear Jammers in the house. I've been in Iowa many times. I remember seeing horses pulling buggies in Des Moines. I miss Des Moines. Cool Hawks. Which is really better, Hercules or Earthquake? They're completely different tool lines. Earthquake is all automotive. Hercules is contractor stuff. I'm thinking about buying the Dewalt 12-volt Sawzall. Do you know anything about them? No. I do know that they're coming out with a new 12-volt line, or they just came out with a new 12-volt line that seems to be pretty amazing. Why does the Hercules remote look like the ones on the Bauer drills? Not sure. Bearded CB's channel is in Des Moines. Is he really? I'm subscribed to his channel. I had no idea he's in Des Moines. I should reach out. Most tire places in the lower valley in Texas have the Harbor Freight jacks and impact guns. Yep. I found that most of them have about half Harbor Freight, about half Milwaukee. You'll see a few guys who have Snap-on, and people usually rag on them for trying to be posers and spend too much money on them. Let's see here. I meant the earthquake impact, yes. Born in Iowa City, currently in West Branch. I was born in Heidelberg, West Germany, but my family is from Iowa. And I went to elementary school all the way up to beginning of high school. And then I moved to Nebraska. Actually moved back and forth. I lived in Nebraska once before that, and then moved down to the Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky area.
Gear Jammer, where is the cool truck stop in Iowa? I love truck stops. Tell me more.
There's a really huge truck stop about halfway between Des Moines and...
he says it's in Walcott.
Is it?
Iowa 80.
Yeah. Isn't it? You're talking about the one that's between Des Moines and Council Bluffs?
He asks
it's been a long time, guys, since I've been there.
They long time. Moved truck stops.
They may have moved to Iowa since I've been there. I haven't heard about the power management issues with Rigid, but I'm only limited to my experience, which isn't too broad. And that's why I spend time doing this research. It's to find this stuff out so I can answer these questions for people. I jumped again, so I have to go back. Jeez. Harbor Freight parking lot sale sucked this weekend. I'm sorry, I didn't make it. Yes, I watched it. I work at Harbor Freight. Not sure what the recall is for, but we pulled the Comfort Grip 3/8 on the shelves. They're when you apply high pressure on the torque wrench, the pawl is binding up against the side and not releasing unless you take it back. That's what I really love about the people going, this is a huge, all the Harbor Freight haters, this is a huge thing, blah, 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 blah. Who, when they turn the ratchet, when you're putting pressure on it, goes, and then just stops there and takes it off? Who doesn't push it down, pull it up, and then take it off? Who doesn't do that? That's why most people missed it, and it didn't show up until you gave it to tens of thousands of people. That's what product testing is like. You can think you've tested everything, but until you put it into the wild, you never know. In terms of circuitry, the Rigid has more protection built in for overheating overload over the discharge. The Hercules relies on communications with the tool to shut it down for safety. Yeah, but that doesn't make the battery bad. That just means the connections in the tool. Walt says if the 3/8 icon was recalled for no lube, if you turn it in, you get a brand new one or store credit. Correction. If you turn it in, at that time, you get a new one or store credit or a cash refund, and you get sent a voucher for a new replacement 3/8 when they come out with the new version. So you're actually getting a free Ratchet out of it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Who makes the best wet saw? We talked about that before. I'm thinking about buying the Dewalt 12 volt. We talked about that.
Wait.
What?
There was something else.
Have you tried vampires any? I did. I've tried them. They're decent. They're good, tools.
I thought they were asking if you tried vampires.
They're also delicious when cooked properly. Iowa's a cool state. The state troopers never bother me. It's a
what?
What?
Just bowled up. What kind of leftovers? I'm hungry.
Oh my gosh! Hamburger soup with turkey burger. That sounds interesting.
That sounds delicious.
A go-kart with 20-something V-twin Honda engine would be very cool. That would be cool. I really want to try electric. I'm a big fan of electric. I did a lot of stuff with batteries and stuff. I'll be sending Sheldon for Big Bang Theory with Vicks Vapor Rub for Mrs. Bear.
Thank you.
I have to get clean, get to bed. Good night, everyone. Good night, Steve.
Have a good night, Steven.
Have a good one tomorrow.
I'm so excited and happy for you and your new job.
What's your data set for rigid batteries? It's doing research, talking on user groups, going out and finding listed complaints, going to Better Business Bureau reports, going and also talking to people in the stores, I ask her, anytime we go near any kind of store or work site or anything else, I'm the person who stops and goes,
Yep.
Hey, by the way, I do tool reviews. I'm just looking for your input. I'm that corny guy who just stops and chats people up.
Well, and yes, and also sometimes we'll be driving through a neighborhood and somebody will be working on a tool that we are talking about or working on, and he will stop and be like, hey, I know you're on your own job site. Can I get 5 minutes of your time?
Yeah.
So, yes, spent many a time in the car going... Yeah. Trying not to look like a serial killer.
Yeah. And I've also taken all these batteries apart and used them. And as I said, I used to have Rigid. And I've seen what their batteries do. So I also have my own personal data set to add into it. What do you think about the Hercules line compared to other brands? I think pound for pound, price for price, they're probably the best out there. They're one of the most advanced brushed amp motors that I've seen. But if you're like a hardcore professional contractor, I wouldn't say buy Hercules. I would say go with the fuel stuff from Milwaukee, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. So weird to hear the voice without the bear. We sound a lot alike because we spend so much time together.
You guys finish each other's sentences.
Question, Jeff. When do we get the U.S. market for the 40-volt Makita tool line there in Japan? I don't know. I've been looking to look into it some more. I know we talked about it last week. I haven't done it yet. When you go build a cart with Go Power Sports, they might sponsor it. Oh, that's an interesting concept. Never had rigid anything. I'm a huge fan of the Gen 5 circ saw. Smooth as butter. I showed my Matco dealer my new 1/4-inch swivel head icon ratchet, and he told me his was only $90.
Nice.
This is why you're going to see a huge trend if you follow tool trucks in the next 10 years. There's going to be a huge upswing in independent trucks. More and more people are leaving the branded trucks, ditching the franchise, and just going on their own. Rendering complete, Nick says. Any idea of a good middle-of-the-road router for router table? Trying to start woodworking. Sounds like I want one that allows above table height adjustment. That sounds more about the router plate than the router itself. And I'm a huge fan of Bosch routers. Porter Cable makes some good routers also. The Rigid makes a great router, but unless they've changed it recently, the size, the circumference of the shaft, if you will, is not standard. It doesn't fit in many router tables. So, unfortunately, that's not an option. Let's see here. Mike Adams, will dinner tools be Mrs. Bear's new channel? I say that partially just, but sincerely, at the same time. Kitchen require cost savings tools, just a thought.
Yep.
No, actually, we're talking about starting a channel with my ex, of all things. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be called Crazy Blended Family. Yep. And so if we do another channel, I'm still going to have the politics channel. I may add gun stuff to that and whatnot. But if we do another channel, that's going to be it. And we'll have food stuff.
I was going to say, we will have food stuff in that.
I totally agree. My own experience doesn't necessarily reflect the average user. I honestly have ever heard of rigid batteries dying early. I'll have to look into it. Echo's taken off. Well, he is the young one, so he's got to go to bed. Probably past his bedtime. Hello from Branson, Missouri. Rodney's in the house. Destiny, why do you think Rigid won't make a grease gun? Reached out to them, no reply. Milwaukee and Ryobi both have one. All three are TTI. Hold on. So what Rigid does is Rigid rebrands AEG. TTI doesn't own Rigid per se. They license the name from Emerson, and they own Milwaukee and Ryobi. So, but they also own AEG. So all they do is they take the stuff they sell in Europe under AEG, slap a Rigid name on it. So unless they're going to sell it in the European Union, you're not going to see it. There's also a lot more legal constraints, so I would look in to see whether there's legal issues about electric grease guns in the European Union. That might be the reason it would hold them back. See?
Good night,
research.
Writing Life.
Good night. Have you seen the Justin Sturgill trucking video or Cool Tool Addict? Very valid points they give. Jonathan, I'd love to hear any valid points they give, because all I've heard from them is them running their mouth. Also use @TheDenTools. Make sure I see your response. I'd love to hear it. I lived in Middleton, Ohio for almost a year before moving to Texas. I'm from Central Kentucky. Yay, Central Kentucky. I love Kentucky. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Bear. Quick question. Harbor Freight electrical tools as good as Klein's? I would say no. They're not as good as Klein's. They're not as good as Knipex. Are they within spitting distance? Yes, they are. They have lifetime warranties, and they're great tools. If you are an electrician, this is what you do all day long, I would probably go with Knipex or Klein. But if there's like secondary tools that you don't need to have, you don't need to pay top end for, then go for the Doyle or even the Quinn. Let's see here. I went and looked at the Icon tools in person. In my opinion, I think they look and feel as the increased cost is worth it. I hope the line expands and they grow many times. I think so too. Icon is selling well here. I can tell you right now, I have several store managers, not just here in Vegas, but around the U.S. who send me emails and tell me stuff. And they're telling me they can't keep the Icon stuff in stock. It's flying off the shelves. It is a 72-inch, 30-inch deep U.S. General box for 15. Yes, it is. They're not going to come out with one. They're not going to come out with a U.S. General box that's got better specs than the Icon. Alien cosplay. Dino. She's a dinosaur.
That's right. It does not look nearly as cool, I think, in this.
Check out Tool Boss in New Jersey Tool Expo. I'm allergic to New Jersey. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not.
45 minutes into premiere, Nick says. While 22 million miles as a truck driver, I-80 truck stop was my favorite. Either that or Gibbets in North Portland. James says, cheers to Harbor Freight Tools for being upfront and fast about the 3/8 comfort grit ratchets. All others tend to wait for class action lawsuit. That's a lot of people are reticent to give them credit for doing that. I mean, it wasn't. They could have just said put some freaking grease in it. They could have said, well, you're over pressuring the tool. They could have. Other tool companies have done as much. Somebody said that real tool companies would never have a problem with their Ratchet, would never have a recall. Well, they're kind of right. Snap-on never has recalled a Ratchet. It's kind of a recall, but Snap-on doesn't admit that they're recalls. They're advisories. And they have a recall on a Ratchet. But, what do I know? Cheers to Harbor Freight. Okay, we just read that. The BKD70 says, I picked up a pair of Doyle's linemen's and a set of Doyle slip joints. Seem to be pretty decent. I have 3 or 4 of the Doyle stuff. I like it. I have some Klein, and I've got... What's the other one? I got some made in Japan kind of stuff, and I got Crescent, and I've got like original channel locks. Mr. Bear says, can I say I love your take on tools and the like? Thanks. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. I like to think that we're the tool channel that is open-minded and takes... doesn't get ego into it. And a lot of people are more worried about their ego than worried about finding out what's right, what's the truth, what are the facts. Just to follow up, one of the mods invited me to send them the link. This has been done. Going to sleep now. Oh, dark 30 is soon enough. We'll be well. Mike in Colorado. Take care, Mike. You have a good one.
Night.
Thanks for stopping by every time we see you. Let's see here. I've been to Iowa 80, but I've been to JBits so many times in the Seattle area. Steven says, has any company ever reached out to you and asked you to stop bad-mouthing their tools? Milwaukee reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in working with them, and said we just have to do an evaluation of their channel. They saw my Milwaukee Sucks video and said they would not be working with me. I have said negative things about every tool company, including Harbor Freight. Yep. I would like to point out that I've talked about Tecton, that they made crappy tools in the past, but they're making good tools now. I've been open and critical of people. A lot of fanboys like to ignore my criticisms of tool companies and pretend that I'm just a fanboy. But I'm going to say the only company that keeps coming back that can take the criticism is Harbor Freight.
And I can say, as your wife, that this does not just pertain to tools. This is life.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm critical of everything.
Not that you're critical of everything, but it's, you don't sugarcoat it, or
I don't have time. I don't have time. I have no patience for people who can't be upfront and...
Well, and the reality is any company that's worth their salt is going to be like, okay, yeah, we, every time it's not going to be, you're not going to hit it out of the ballpark. Sometimes you're going to totally miss it. And you have to be like, okay, yeah, we need to improve in that area and move on and grow from that. And then people are like, okay, great. They're an awesome company. They're willing to take feedback and make it better.
SK reached out to me, said they were interested in working with me. And I think they saw my wrench video where I tested the SK, and it was really critical of the chrome on it, and not heard back from them. What do you think about Works Batteries? I think Works is a unique tool company that makes very niche kind of stuff. They make some interesting stuff. Some of it's all right. We have their trimmer, their weed whacker that tilts on its side and acts as a trimmer also. It's interesting. Their batteries are probably about on par with like Black & Decker. Not great, but not terrible. I've heard about the red rigid batteries being awful, but the main complaint with the Home Depot rigid batteries is water damage, which I have had myself. Wow. Oh man, I hate the way this thing jumps around. Makita is running ads on YouTube. I think Makita is making a big push, and I'm glad to see it because I think Makita, and I'm guilty. If you've been on the live streams, you've heard me say repeatedly, Makita is the most overlooked tool company on YouTube, and then I don't do videos of Makita, and that's my own fault. Ronnie says, you mentioned leftovers, Jesse. It's your fault. I had leftover roast beast, mashed potatoes, green beans, apple cobbler, and vanilla ice cream.
That sounds delicious.
How keto. Not that we've been good at that. So is Mrs. Bear still going back for a few days? Yes, next month. Joe says, Works is like the occasional homeowner tool. Nice looking stuff, though. Never used them. Yeah, I mean, they've got some innovative concepts. They need to flesh them out and get some more practice into some of them. Yoda says, Snap-on has the best cordless tools with better longevity, warranty, and price. Of course they do, Yoda.
Have you seen Foxy anywhere?
Let's see here. Zaphiel, Josh, what batteries are waterproof? Not waterproof, but water resistant. Most brands, you should be able to take, at least the brushed ones. I've seen a lot of people take a fully running drill, dunk it in the water, and take it out and have it still be running. Hi, princesses.
She's missing Foxy. Have you seen Foxy?
Last I saw, he was on the couch. He may be running around though. Who knows? Maybe he went out for dinner. Josh says, in addition to Rigid is having issues with the Bluetooth feature on the Octane batteries. I have several Octane and don't use the Bluetooth feature. The batteries themselves are performing amazing. The Bluetooth feature really is not something I think the average Joe would use. I think that's something more for corporate accounts trying to track assets. There's cool features you can do with it. I don't think most people will bother because it's too much work to open your phone, connect to Bluetooth, and do all that stuff. In addition, if Mrs. Bear has a single twin sister, she can be my serial heart killer. After all, Mrs. Bear is taken. Mr. Bear is simply too lucky. I've said I could make a mint if I could clone her. Of course, I would keep all of them, so I guess I wouldn't.
I was going to say, you wouldn't let any of them go.
Nick says he ended up buying a Yoast 4.5-inch vise for $26. There you go. He's a North American bald bear. How dare you?
Because they were...
How dare you?
There are pictures somewhere.
Of me with hair?
Yes.
And a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was proactive. My hairline got about here, and I was like, well, that's it. I see where you're taking this, and I shaved it all off. A preemptive strike.
Yep.
Why is Harbor Freight only giving out flashlights as free items? Your guess is as good as mine. I think I was reticent to believe that they're moving away from the free stuff, but they very well could be. I'm waiting to see over the winter as business slows down over the winter to see if they bring the free stuff back to get people into stores. You said the G word. What time frame do you think the Bauer Hercules multi-tool will be released? The Hercules multi-tool is out. The Bauer multi-tool should be 3 to 4 months, maybe sooner. So sad about the demise of Porter Cable. It's a sad thing for the brand. I'm not a fan of the tools. I think they should have gone away a long time ago. I've decided to buy an air compressor. What's the cheapest price you've seen for the Fortress 27-gallon? Just under $400. I have not been tracking it closely, though, because honestly, I think the Cobalt one from Lowe's is a better deal, unless you need, because I think it only goes up to 150 psi instead of 175.
Have we
done a shout out?
Yes.
No, but we should. Tell you what, you do a shout out. I need to hit the little bear's room. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Got your tail.
Yep. It actually, I see now why tails are maybe not the best thing.
Not on me.
I'm sitting on my tail. Anyways, I just wanted to take a minute to thank all of our amazing mods. Joe Smith, Yoda. I don't want to move it around too much because I won't be able to come back. Nick, Zaphiel. Everybody who is a moderator. You make our channel awesome. And you guys also all have your own great content. Maybe not all of you, but many of you. And so I just wanted to say thank you. And if you have a channel that you would like to mention or promote, please do that. You guys all make our community amazing. And there's a child. Oh, there's a furry child. Hey, Bella, come over here. Hi. Hi. Okay, let me move this. Come here. Come here. Oh, okay. That's underneath the table. She's lost her mind.
There you go.
Come here.
Nope.
Come here. Oh, she's in cords, honey. Poor thing. Hey. Bella is very excited.
She always loves being on the live stream.
Hi. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Where are you going?
Okay. She is just a goofball. You're a
Okay, now
goober. You're a goober.
Hup. Hup. No, not over there. Bella. Back.
She
Sit.
has lost her mind.
Hup. Come on. Oh, lay down. Lay down. There we go. We got audio again. Sorry, guys. I have no idea what happened there. That was like 20 minutes of no audio, wasn't it? Anyway. All right. Jeez. Sorry about that. Let's try that over again. If I skipped your message, please repost it. We'll try to keep up. Apparently, since Bella came out, something happened and the audio went out. For the past 15 minutes, we've been talking with no audio. And because I was so far behind, we had no idea. Aren't you supposed to be on your phone?
Well, your phone was making noises, so my guess is perhaps you were getting text
Yeah.
messages.
Wish my wife was this quiet. Oh my gosh.
Who is that?
No one.
Mm-hmm. What happened to my glasses? Aha, I can't read you. Now you're in trouble.
My dog ate my audio.
Nice. Aww.
We have footage to overdub. I was trying to test your
sorry.
lip reading skills.
That's right. Sign language, people. Sign language.
Hey, while we got a moment here, I just want to say a big shout out. We got sent
Oh, yes.
a whole bunch of tools here. So we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. And Brad Workbench, if you're going to be here, you're going to be thrilled about this. Because we got a whole bunch of proto wrenches we're going to be testing. So I got a bag full of them here we're going to be checking out. And we've done the Proto Blackhawk before, but these are the Proto Professionals, so we'll have a whole different series of them. I saw you read my chat. Oh, jeez. Didn't believe my super chat. I didn't see it. I was too busy running my mouth. You lost audio, $2. Chill, lady.
Well, we have
Sound at
audio
Chris
back.
Peretti. My cowbell or call bell. You don't get one. Ow. See, she's abusive.
No, I'm making you make noises.
Ding, ding, ding. Greetings from Bakersfield. How's it going?
Hey.
You're not speaking in ASL. Yeah, who's it? I can't do SL. Wait, no, L's this.
S-O.
She knows sign language better than I do. I'm really bad at it. 10 to 12 minutes remaining on upload. There we go. Denna Tools, did you ever get your... Oh, vodka. I did. And I'm all out.
This winch is tired.
Please. Please, ma'am. May I have another?
Okay, but you gotta promise not to kill the audio while I'm gone.
The dog did that. Not me.
Oh, sure. It was the dog. Okay. You have like
It was
2
a dog.
minutes to talk about me while I'm gone.
Welcome to Silent Livestream. It was just...
It's the opposite of ASMR.
I would say it was severe, epic level ASMR. You just got to really crank up the audio to hear it. Meant to ask about a possible time frame for the cordless Bauer and or Hercules multi-tool. Cordless is still a while out. If anything, the Hercules is going to happen before the Bauer. Depends on testing. I'm guessing 3 to 6 months. Bearskin rug. But why? I didn't do anything. David Drake says, hello, Bear from and wife from Kansas. Robert says, you guys are awesome. Just like a guy. Blame the dog. Here's what I want to know. We had somebody come in here and basically said that JST and that other guy brought up some valid points. I never did see the valid points. Did anybody else see them? Because my issue has always been bring data, don't just run your mouth. And I'm still waiting to hear any of that data. And what I love about JST is he said from the get-go, these tools are terrible. I would never buy them. I would never have them. I would never have them in my shop. They're horrible. They're not, not even worth testing. Harbor Freight says, would you like some free tools? He's like, sure, I'll take free tools. Of course, and then he said that anybody who does videos for other companies is a shill, and then he does 3 shill videos. So the level of ethics on YouTube is depressingly low, It really makes me sad about the human race as a whole sometimes. I see you looming back there.
Everybody talk nice about me.
Woof bark growl. Parking lot sale, 50% off today. Got some great stuff. They didn't do the Saturday 3 p.m. markdown. Had to wait for Sunday. Yeah, they're changing everything with that sale. Let's see. Have you used the Bremen vice grips from Harbor Freight? I have not. I keep thinking I'm going to buy some, and I go and I look at them, and then I'm like, do I really need them? I was going to use them as welding clamps, but I've got a bunch of the regular welding stuff, and the regular clamps also, so the cheap $3 metal ones that work great for welding if you take the little rubber tips off.
Howie says that he and his wife both blame the dog a lot. The dog farts a lot.
Yeah, that's all you and your mom. Will Porter Cable continue woodworking tools? I would imagine they are. They might change the name to Craftsman, but they'll be essentially the same. Do you think I should try to cut a horn on my anvil or try welding? It really depends on what you're going to use it for. I would love to see, and I've seen some great railroad anvil horns done, and I think I would want to have one if I had an anvil like that. Dog, eat my audio. Daniel, no, that went down the wrong way. Cheers. I've converted my son Randy into a Bear fan. He listens to you all the time. Go Bears! Thank you so much.
Whoa, what happened?
It jumped something. Somebody retracted a comment. He just likes to. I think honestly, I think he's just trying to get a following. He just sits there. And he doesn't really do any tool testing. He just talks about stuff, and I mean, it's somebody who doesn't understand the concept of why testing is important, why people do testing, how to do scientific levels of it, how to report data. I don't do it as well as I could. I honestly want to do better. And sometimes it's just because I don't have the space or we're moving around or doing stuff, but we can always get better, but some people just don't even try. Sonic says, I love what you say about the data. I'm right there with you, brother. It's, that way you don't have to worry about my opinion. If I give you the data, my opinion doesn't matter. And that's why when I try to do the big tests, like the one with the wrenches and stuff, I try to do a spreadsheet and put it all out there so you can take it and you can manipulate the data and you can come to your own conclusions.
Kirsten's Exploring channel says, please sub to my channel. Daughter of Ross says, please don't sub to hers. So I think we should all sub to
Everyone
hers
needs to
as
sub.
well.
We want to get 100 subs for Daughter of Ross channel. She doesn't have any content. I want her to have the highest subscribed non-content channel on YouTube.
Yeah. I think
that would be
that's
great.
A goal.
I think that would be a huge goal to have.
Yes.
Let's see here. Carson says, what's up, Bear? Josh Tildu says, I have 2 pairs of Bremen straight jaw locking pliers, and they're awesome. I use them constantly and have yet to have any issues. Well built, heavy, excellent gripping strength. That's great, because I know that the cheap ones that have the little rubber grips on them are terrible. Sorry I repeated some posts. It happens.
And also, we sometimes don't see them, so repeating is sometimes necessary.
Where is the Soviet flag? Well, we got the vodka tonight, and I've got a flask from Russia. I don't know what happened to it.
You have a hat from Russia.
And I have a hat from Russia too. I have a good friend who's Russian, and he every time he went home he'd bring something back for me. Let's see here. Jim Adams says, so I meant he loves Father Done Tools videos. Sorry, I wasn't clear.
That's cool.
Purchase value question. I bought the corded 1/2-inch impact earthquake 1150 torque. Needed something to get the hub off Audie, it worked, but then, is this a cliffhanger?
But then something happened.
Is the Harbor Freight flagpole any good? I don't know.
Wait.
I've never used it.
Didn't we get one?
No. I ordered it off Amazon.
Oh. Carry on. Nothing to see here.
Move on.
Yep.
Best way to get free subscribers. There you go. Chris says he has 2 subs and no content.
Hey.
You're like,
can make it happen.
He's like North Korea.
Nice.
2 subs. Come on.
Nice.
That's pretty funny. 4 minutes remaining. Are we going to blow up in 4 minutes? Oh my gosh. I'll miss you all. Jeffrey says, had to jump away. You're still at it. We are.
Yes.
So glad you could make it tonight. We always love it when you make it to the live stream. How can you not see you fixed your glasses?
Well, they're really old glasses. What the heck was that?
I think it's one of the neighbor kids.
Hang on. And the prescription is kind of old.
Whose kids are those?
I don't know. They're walking dogs.
Have you tried Park Rat? No, I have not tried any park tools. Just shout again for info reviews. Night from wonderful Wyoming. Side note, new Harbor Freight store in Rexford, okay. Oh yeah, I did read that whole thing before.
Yes, we did read it. You just didn't hear it. What was that?
Trump has Russian friends too. Yeah, apparently not as many as the Democrats though. Hypertherm sets the standard on plasma cutters. I can tell you this, man. I went to the home tool show, the one that was this spring. If you go back and watch it, I did 3 videos on it. There, that Plasma 40, Plasma 45, like Harbor Freight has a Plasma 45. Those things are ubiquitous. They're a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. So there's so many cheap plasma cutters out there. It's ridiculous. I don't know how someone would get to the bottom of finding what the best cost-effective plasma cutter would be. There's too many to test. Helping my son become a mechanic like dad. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Paul says, glad to see you've got those wrenches. There should have been a letter and adjusted parallel. There is an adjusted parallel. I didn't want to go into that. I'm going to save it for the video, but there is an adjusted parallel. I got the letter and everything. Thank you so much. I don't like often to call people out personally unless they say something, because I don't want to put people on the spot. So, Paul, that's why I didn't say it. But thank you so much since you brought it up. Paul did send it, and it's great. We really appreciate people supporting the channel like that.
And it was
do you want me to send you back the pieces? I'm kidding. Let's see here. Have you watched AVE YouTube video? Other than his colorful language, seems to have a good test equipment and insight for tools. I used to be, about 5 years ago, I was a huge fan of AVE. And then the Tool Bros started subscribing to his channel, and if he talked about anything other than the highest end tools as being good tools, they give him so much crap. He basically followed where it went. He now makes $80,000 a month from Patreon, from basically people saying, I bought expensive tools, we want you to promote. MOSFET was bad. The MOSFET's a low power MOSFET. He said the battery or the magnets were bad. They're higher end magnets. I did a whole video on it, and honestly, the cursing, if you go back and watch his early stuff, the cursing wasn't there. And at some point, he actually, for a grown man, he sounds like some young cub on the job site trying to sound like an old timer.
Yeah.
And it sounds affected, and it sounds, it's off-putting at some point. I mean, I've worked on jobs. I've worked with people who are foul mouths. Nobody runs their mouth like that in real life. That's just somebody trying to put on a show.
For that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve's never seen a mama bear with a tail. Well, now you have. Now you can say you have.
Mike says, what's one of the main reasons I like your channel? You don't really fanboy any brands. You're down to earth with your reviews, opinions, and assessments of them. And I wish I could say that's true, but I do definitely am a fanboy in some regards, and I say it like when it comes to Craftsman, I have something deep in my psyche from when I was a little kid that says Craftsman's good. You need to buy Craftsman. And I've said repeatedly though that I don't like the new Craftsman stuff, and it's killing me to say it. Mm-hmm. But I do try to say when I have an overt bias that, hey, I have a heavy leaning towards this. I'll say I have a heavy leaning towards Makita because the first cordless tool I ever bought was a Makita power drill, the one with the long battery that goes in there. The first 3 power tools I bought was a Milwaukee Sawzall, a Makita cordless drill, and a Makita circular saw. And I've been, a lot of people think I hate Milwaukee because I did a tongue-in-cheek video about Milwaukee sucks just to poke Milwaukee fanboys. But I try to be honest about everything and let you know what my bias is up front.
No Shaka tonight.
No Shaka. People said too many nice things about Ryobi and he couldn't take it. I gave my dog peanut butter and a TR for a dog bite. Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
You didn't give him the rest of it? He wasn't having it? Rowdy said, I have at least 8 subs and I don't know how to make a video.
Nice.
Park tools are made in Minneapolis. That's cool. Let's see here. Please post your gun politics channel. I think it's called Red de Bear for President.
Let me see if I can Google it.
I've been so long till I posted. I thought about posting this weekend. I was actually planning to wait until November because I wanted to do like the last year run up to the election. Because that's when things are getting juicy. But my gosh, the Democrats are eating each other alive right now. It's like blood in the water, man. It's hilarious. I mean, at first, what's this? Okay, we're not getting into politics. We're not going to get into politics.
Nope.
But,
nope. Just bite your tongue.
It's hilarious. I mean, I'm not a Trump supporter. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote Democrat. Okay, I'm talking politics. I know. Yeah. I'm a radical centrist. Just like my tools. He's not AV is not a trucking guy. He's actually got, I believe, a doctorate in, I think it's mechanical engineering. It's either electrical engineering or mechanical. It's got to be electrical engineering. Oh, Christ. Because the stuff he talks about, says he knows so much about is all electrical stuff. And when you see him doing the mechanical stuff, he's a little iffy on it. So it's got to be
Can you post
electrical.
that?
Red de Bear for president. That's exactly what it is.
I know, but you have to spell it out because
oh my gosh, you people, so demanding by you.
Yes. Okay, does it matter that certain things aren't capitalized?
No. You and your capitalized. Shut up, Moto.
Are you calling me Moto?
What do you think of VCG Construction? I think Vince is a great guy. I really enjoy the stuff he does. I think they have a bias towards Milwaukee. And I think they'll admit that they're Milwaukee fanboys. And the only issue I have with VCG is that their Friday night tool talk or tool test live is not scientific. And this really, hold on. This really isn't against VCG because Vince and Nick will both say, we know it's not scientific. This is just real world kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. But the people who watch it can't process that. And then they go to all sorts of other channels and go, well, VCG said this is the best one. Well, VCG said that's the best one that they used at that moment, the way they used it. It's not, it's an entertainment thing that you should watch that. And you should see how the thing works and then go, that's the best tool that I should get. I've seen many times a tool that was clearly the better tool lose because somebody other than Vince was running it. Vince is amazing at running power tools, and he's been doing it long enough and does it every day that whatever tool he holds is usually the one that wins. So, True Gameplay says, you think AVE is bad? My family concrete contractor company has tons more cursing than him.
Right.
If you're on the job and you're dealing with that, I can totally get it. All right. But if you're sitting there at a bench top doing reviews, at that point.
And you're trying to give information, it's hard to find it through all the swearing.
He must be doing something right. He went from Bridgeport to Haas. Well, it's well known that drama always wins. And when you go for the drama, if I sat there and I did a channel that was I hate Harbor Freight, and all I did was hate on Harbor Freight, I would have probably 200,000 to 300,000 subscribers by now, because all the tool fanboys would come here just to hear me trash Harbor Freight and hear the drama and be titillated, because that's what people who are titillated, who aren't adult enough to go, tell me what the truth is. I'm an adult. I can take it. People don't want to hear the truth for the most part, which is why news agencies get away with the crap they do. It's why we have politics as bad as we do in this country, because people don't want to hear the hard truth that, like, there's no black and white. It's all gray, and you have to deal with it like an adult. AV has the right to use any word he wants. Did anybody say he doesn't?
Nope, he absolutely does.
Don't put words in people's mouth. No one said he didn't. People said they don't like it. They think it sounds stupid. No one said he doesn't have the right to say it. AVE is a machinist. I don't think he's a machinist, is he? Because for a machinist, he has a lot of trial and error and needs a lot of help when it comes to running the CNCs and stuff. I don't know how to explain the dog bite to my wife. I'm wanting a worm drive circ saw. What do you think? Skill saw, worm drive, or Makita? As I said before, this is a case where I have bias, and it's biased towards skill saw when it comes to worm drive. And I like the new stuff they're coming out with. Do I think it's as good as the older stuff? No. But that's the link to the channel. What channel is this? Daughter Raw posted this. Oh, thank you, Daughter Raw. You're right. That is my politics channel.
Yep.
We have 331 subscribers, and I haven't posted in a coon's age. Max Roxy said, took a look at the Hercules 12-volt line. They look great, but I'm hoping they plan to expand the line. Yeah, that's my other criticism of them is there's only 3 tools. You know, why would you buy into a 3-tool line when you could buy into the Milwaukee line? Do I need my blowtorch?
Yes. Always. Don't leave home without it. Bring your big purse.
Oh, wait, that's Daughter Raw. I thought it was someone else. Tools can be as bad as politics. They sure seem to be trying these days. I've heard worse than 80. I don't think what he says is all that bad. I've heard much worse. It's just he constantly does it, and it feels at this point like he's just trying to sound cool. Because I saw what he was like before, and he wasn't like, go back and watch his old videos. Watch his old videos. There's good information in his old videos. You know, he did a lot of great stuff back then, and then all the new stuff is all drama and sensationalism.
Have a good night, Chris, Shannon. And Rodney says, Jeff, I would like to shout out my stepson, Tommy. My wife, Carol, has been married 16.7 years, and I've never heard him swear one time. Aw.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Vince is Mr. Milwaukee. That's fine. Milwaukee makes some great tools. They really do. Do you see Stanley the Dirt Guy in his tool videos? I don't know if I'm subscribed to him. I don't remember. I've been going through today and actually deleting a lot of the stuff that I haven't. I was subscribed to over 300 channels, and I deleted probably half of them today because I just don't watch them. Carson said, I went to the Harbor Freight parking lot sale and saw the Bauer Impact for $25. Wow, that's a great deal. I'm getting the torch. I'm getting my asbestos. Love when Vince stabs a screw in 3 threads and barely wins. Help, I don't know how to explain the dog bite to my wife. All right. Don't ask me. I have a wife who just looks at me and goes, and walks away. The Den of Tools, the Den of Bears, 100,000 subscribers.
Let's make it happen.
Vince is a pro contractor. Yes, he is.
Enjoy dinner.
VCG is like watching Gas Monkey. I used to love Gas Monkey. That show kind of went off the rails. Grizz is in the house.
Hey.
Jennifer's taking off. You have a good one. Thank you again for stopping by. Always love it when you're here. Mike Adams, are the tap and die sets at Harbor Freight decent quality for the DIY? Yes. For the DIY, in fact, they also have a lifetime warranty, which you don't see on most tap and die. Not saying all. People always jump my, you know what, when I say most. They instantly translate it into all. I don't know why people can't just listen to the words I say.
I will be right back. I have to make sure that some littles are actually in bed.
Okay. I know Duncan isn't.
No, but he's taking an exam, I believe.
He's playing Destiny on the computer right now. I just got a pop-up on my window.
Okay, remind him Civil Air Patrol.
Yeah, he's supposed to be taking a test for that.
Yep.
If you want to make money on YouTube, you have to have drama or a sexy wife. There's a lot of sailing channels. Like you noticed from the tattoos, I used to be really into sailing until I moved to the desert. And one of the things I'm really I unsubscribed from most of the sailing channels because they turned into pimp my wife channels, where they like, here's my wife naked and we blurred out the bits we can't show, but here she. I'm like, why would you do that with your wife? That's just ridiculous. And I watch a lot of plane channels with my son, and there's a lot of guys on the plane channels that are like, look at me with my sexy wife, scantily clad, and I don't get it. I don't get why you would do that, with someone you love and you care about just to get views. Look at Wranglestar. Wranglestar has his ups and downs. He used to have a great channel. He used to do a lot of great homesteading stuff. Then he lost his way. He comes and he goes. I looked at my subscription to Wranglestar today, and I decided to keep it because I like the guy personally. I think he has good ethics. I think he's a good person. He's a good dad. He's a good husband. And I think he adds a message to the stuff he says as well, and I appreciate that, and that's why I stay subscribed to him. There's nothing wrong with being a fanboy. You like what you like. There's nothing wrong for someone being a fanboy personally. For me as a reviewer giving advice, it would be unethical for me to be a fanboy and not disclose I have a bias. And that's why I do it, and that's why I'm critical of people who don't. And like with Vince said he's a fan of Milwaukee. He's not made any, he's a professional. He tries to be honest about stuff, but he's admitted that he leans towards Milwaukee. You can't fix stupid. Not even with duct tape. I want that shirt. I've seen that before. Let's see here. Man, we're getting behind again. How do I do this? Let's see here. So we got there. Grizz. Tony Beats is worst YouTuber. Oh, yes. Please ask your Harbor Freight contacts when they're going to release the Bauer oscillating multi-tool. I've asked. They've not told me anything about the Bauer. I can't find Red to Bear for president. Also, AVE does talk down, and more recently at least talks up also Harbor Freight. Language I perceive as his backlash at YouTube rules. No, because he did it long before YouTube had rules on it. If you watched, I watched him. I was a subscriber to him when he started, and you can see if you've been with him long enough that basically he got this group of people, as he calls them, the angry young men, and he played towards that because they were giving him money on Patreon. Which, by the way, I deleted my Patreon over their politics, because I'm not going to put money somewhere with some company that can just yank the carpet out from underneath you because they don't like the way you look at stuff. James, yeah, I'm not surprised if you can't find it. I'll try to. If you go to my main channel, there's a link on the right hand side. It's under the other channels that this, it says like channels that this channel also subscribes to. You can find it there. Nick says, I can't sell my Dewalt 20-volt drill impact and Sawzall for enough to buy Hercules. Nick Hoffman says, it is uploaded. Praise be to the Emperor. Wolf Bark Growl says, I love that name, Wolf Bark Growl. I'm giving you a tip to share with your viewers. Usually lots of open box Predator 35 inverter generators at the parking lot sale, I think is what he means. And yes, and that's, I've often said, hold off if there's a parking lot sale coming up and wait for the parking lot sale to get those generators. And welders. AVE has his own dictionary. He should. You want a channel to watch that's better than AVE? This Old Tony. There's a channel to watch. Let's see here. Counts Customs is good. Counts Customs, like the car? Like the guy who had the car, the TV show? You know, he's got a tattoo shop in Vegas, and that's actually where I got this tattoo. Google AVE, I've seen it. Black Bear is best. No, it's not. Counts guys do some nice custom cars. They do. My neck, man. I need to get this thing raised up higher so I'm not looking down like this. Hey, Red, I'm going to Vegas on February 8th to 11th. Wonder if we could meet. Sure thing, man. Send me an email, red@thedenofTools. I'm always willing to meet with the viewer, have a drink, talk, tools, and whatnot. That would be Captain Rick. Captain Rick. Makes me think of Captain Ron. That's one of my favorite movies. Wrangle Star says, Home Handyman, I lost interest in his channel. Yeah, I can totally see that. By the way, check out Home Handyman's channel. He's got a great channel. He does lots of great stuff. Dave says, I've never ran across a bolt my Harris hot wrench couldn't remove. There you go. Except for 310 Pilot. What do you mean except for 310 Pilot? I watched 310 Pilot. His wife she's a badass, man. But he does do the thing where he shows her off in skimpy, you know. You can go through and look at the views. It's like regular video, wife in a bikini, regular video, wife in a low-cut, you know, dress or miniskirt or something. But, man, hearing her talk, she does co-pilot for him. And man, so I've got if you guys don't know, I have my FAA Part 107 license, which is your drone pilot license. And the written test for the drone pilot license is something like 95% of the written test for the pilot's license. So I had to learn all the different codes, all the different lingo and the talk, and be able to talk to control towers and let them know if I'm going to be flying in the area and that kind of stuff. There's some real art to that lingo. You got to really know your stuff, and that woman knows her stuff. It's great to watch those two fly together. And I'm jealous of that plane. It's a beautiful little Cessna 2-prop, the 310. If I had an extra 150,000 lying around, I'd probably get one. Grizz says, I've had the same experience with the sailing channels, wife pimping. Yep, I have too, which is why I love Sailing Zangaro. He's a great guy. Ex-Navy, bought an inexpensive catamaran, fixed it up himself, sails on a shoestring budget. They're halfway across the world right now. He's with his girlfriend, and she's, you know, she'll wear a bikini here and there. I mean, but you're out in the water and stuff. But he definitely has come out and said, no, I'm not going to do this. And I think it's wrong to sit there and show scantily clad pictures of the girlfriend and stuff as thumbnails and stuff just to titillate people to get views. And I really admire the guy for that. He's also just as salty as they come, man. That guy could sail in any kind of weather. Let's see here. You can't fix stupid, but you sure as hell can sedate it. Reese says, did you see my comment? You're talking about the one coming to Vegas? And I said that you should email me at red@denoftools. If you said something after that, oh wait, yeah, that was the one. I said something about that. I probably didn't get back to it fast enough because I'm a little behind. TOT is awesome. Shaz Edge said, TOT is the bomb. Do you know when Bauer flashlights will be coming out? There is one work light out right now. There are more coming soon. Nick, I don't understand the question. Oh, please don't lean on me. Sorry, my neck is hurting. If you want good machining channels, check out Ox Tools and Mr. Pete 222, Edge Precision, and Joe Pyre Good. But assume you're more advanced. Ox Tools, are they the guys doing the desktop CNC stuff? Because I've seen an Ox Tool who sells desktop CNC kits, which are pretty good, actually. 5 a.m. Eastern comes early. I'm off to La La Land. Good night, everyone. Good night, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. Rodney likes Justin Dow, Home Handyman, Maintenance Man, Brad's Workbench, and a few other more. Gotta say, I love all of those. In fact, I should do a video where I just talk about the tool channels that I watch.
Obviously, I missed something because somebody's saying that we're going to be wearing bikinis. What?
No, we're talking about the channels that pimp out their wives by, you know,
yeah.
It's like a lot of the sailing channels and stuff, and some of the flying channels.
No bikinis happening here.
Unless
you want to wear one.
Unless you're on Bikini Bottom. Nope, that's going to get me started in politics again. Somebody said SpongeBob SquarePants is...
Nope.
Yeah. So you're trying to tell us your channel won't have bikinis in it. Just me. That'll kill us from subscribers. Oh, look at this. He says 310 pilot, the husband and wife are both air traffic controllers in the Chicago area. Well, that would explain a hell of a lot.
Is that the one we were watching earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That would explain why she's so good at it. But, I mean, oh my God, that is talk about a stressful job. No margin of error there. Whoops, I lost a 747. Where'd it go? Gustavo says, hell yes, the Bear Live. Anyone watch the Project Farm? Yes, I do watch a lot of the homesteading stuff. I watch them. It's not homesteading. Sorry, Project Farm is the guy who does all the analytical testing stuff. I was thinking of a different one. Sorry. Yeah, he did the whole thing on motor oil. He did the thing recently on the air compressors, the DC air compressors. He's great. His speaking cadence is a little odd at times, but I can get past it.
Do you want me to shut this?
Are people complaining?
No.
Oh.
It's just cold.
I like cold air. I tend to avoid a lot of other ones Steve watches. Then I go watch TV.
I hear you, daughter.
I
hear you.
Shh, quiet time for you. Thank you.
I love you too. Mm-hmm.
Bear in a thong. Oh my gosh.
No.
All the furries will come back. Let's see here. The Cavalry of the Steps was not in the last video. It wasn't Wasn't that the... I don't remember which one. Which one was that? I don't remember. I have to go back and... Because I thought that was the one with the tongs in it. Maybe I'm confusing my songs. My favorite boat channel is Traveling with Gordy. I have not seen that one. I gotta check it out. Oh, that's a beautiful boat.
Hello, welcome to the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. And
That's oh man, I would love to have an old wooden boat like that. So much work though.
That's cool.
I have. We were talking about being a fanboy. You talk about old Criffs Crass, Connie, 55 Connie. Oh, I will fanboy all over that.
Losing a big plane would be hard to explain to your supervisor.
It was just here. I sat it down for a second. I turned around and it was gone. My channel has Furrell cats in it. Does that titillate you? I'm so titillated. I gotta tell you, it's hard keeping a channel family friendly sometimes. Check out Mojo Grip, Captain Moonbeam. I like Flying Chops? And Flight Chops. No, it's something like that. But I'm really into the STOL stuff, which is short takeoff and landing. A lot of the kit planes, like the Kit Fox kind of stuff. I like getting out in the wilderness, stuff like that. The idea of being able to like hop and jump. I also like the powered paragliders kind of stuff, because the idea of throwing on a pack like that, flying up to the top of a nearby mountain, stopping, having lunch kind of thing, that's pretty cool. What is cold? For me, cold is that there is snow on the ground and it stays for longer
I
than a
was
week.
commenting that we were going to close it. Cause
It's not cold.
It's like 66.
She's in Michigan.
I know.
She's not going to appreciate your cold. Isn't Home Handyman Justin Dow's dad? I don't know if he actually claims him. I don't know if I would.
Nice.
Where is Justin? I'm surprised he didn't show up tonight.
Maybe he's doing a family thing. It is Sunday.
Do you watch Owen Benjamin? Man, that sounds familiar.
Daughter of Ra, I am going to be freezing my rear end off when I go to Montana.
I do watch Owen Benjamin. I do. I don't watch him religiously, but I do watch some of his stuff. I will admit, I watch a lot of politics.
Daughter of Ra, yes, I heard you.
That gave me a daymare just thinking about it myself. What do you think of the rigid brushless drill impact? I think they're great. The Gen 5 stuff is fabulous. It's a little on the big side. And I gotta say, the overmolding and all that stuff is a little teenager-ish, like, pow, exciting, boom, zam kind of stuff. It's just kind of extreme. Look how extreme we are. And just make a good tool. And make it as compact as possible. I once made a video of choking on a banana. I got 2 views and 3 dislikes. Any advice?
To stop repeatedly asking the same question.
Yeah, don't keep doing videos like that. Peter is an author. He's a good channel. I'll use a bigger banana.
Yep. I wasn't sure if you were going to read that one. Yeah.
Want to see
Good
a naked
night,
bear?
Jennifer.
Watch Charmin commercials. There you go. Good night, Jennifer. You have a good one. Thanks again for popping back up.
I read Chris's thing, but it didn't make any sense to me. And then when you read it, it made sense to me. Ha 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 ha.
I've put my neck back. We need to go to storage and get the bigger monitor out. It's killing me. We got to do that this week. They just demonetized Banshee Moon because I think it was a yes sex channel because his wife loves. Yeah, I've seen her because it would pop up in my feed all the time. I'm like, what the heck is this? Yeah, I mean, but for her age, wow. But still.
Oh, cool. BKD70 is a commercial pilot that flies to O'Hare several times a week, and he talks to them on the radio. Cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I've flown into Midway, probably, it's got to be over 100 times. Of course, that was in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it still counts.
And when you say you fly into, does that like you flew into the tower when you were doing
No, I like flying the DC-3. Flight chops, that's it. And flying cowboys, yep. Mm-hmm. You're not a polar bear. I'm half polar bear.
On your mother's side.
On my mother's side. Mm-hmm. I'm in the KC area. No big waters here unless I go down to the Ozarks area. No sailing for me. Fishing, hunting, camping, working on it. Which is funny because growing up in the Midwest, you wouldn't think somebody like me would be into sailing. But I read a lot when I was younger. And I read a book on sea cats, large ocean-going catamarans. And I'd never even heard of those. This was when I was like 12 or 13. And then I'd spend my summers out in Arizona with my biological father. And when I was 14, he took me to San Diego and taught me how to sail on Hobie cats. And I've been addicted to sailing and being on the water ever since.
Hipsters and hippies. He says, "Hey, you two, what did I just jump in here to do tonight?" So yes, you're tuning in kind of late.
Yeah, it's gotten weird.
Welcome to the evening.
I understand the MT comment on cold. Currently it's 44. Feels like 40. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's similar in Livingston right now. It's been snowing off and on, and I'm gonna be driving there. Yeah.
Chucky 209, he went off the rails. I gave up on Chucky 209 about 2 years ago, when he just it was this is the best new tool or welder of the week, kind of whatever company sent him a welder. This was the best welder you should get. And I'm like, this is getting, I'm not saying I don't, do sponsored videos. I'm going to do one tomorrow, but you're going to see when you see it. I don't take them seriously, but I don't mind taking money from China. I'm sorry. I don't. The dog is Gordy.
Yes. And Kevin's saying, I'm 28, thinking about giving up my job in the food industry for a trade like electrician or plumber. Any advice?
Wait, what? Why do you skip ahead like that? We have a series to go through.
Okay, do your series.
James Luke says, by the way, you have my permission to mention me by name anytime, any and every time you comment on my comments. There you go.
Okay.
If you like the DC3, try Mikey McBrin's channel. I will check it out. I'm 28. Kevin says, I'm 28, thinking about giving up my job in the food industry for a trade like electricians or plumbers. Any advice?
You read that much better than I just did.
You will never lack for business as long as you're in a major to medium metropolitan area. I have several friends up in Montana who are both electricians and or plumbers, and they don't know how to get food on the table consistently and often had to take side gigs doing other things because there is not consistent work and or parts. Just imagine getting tons of work and not being able to get the parts you need to finish the work. And that's what happens in small areas. So I don't know what part of the country you're in, but if you're in an area with at least, like we're in Vegas, 2 million, population 2 million. If you're in between the 2 million to 10 million greater metropolitan area, you'll make good money. Although I will say this, consider going into the aviation tech industry. They are desperate for people, and you can make over six figures within 3 to 4 years of entering that field. And you get to work at airports and cool places like that. All right, Nick, I'll have to check out that song later.
Yep.
Saline Zatar is a good channel. I'm part Klingon on my mother's side.
Yep, there you go.
Parts of Michigan have gotten that S word. Let's not say it too loud.
I hear ya.
Yeah. Frodo Baga says, it would be interesting to have a video about the difference in locking systems between Icon and Snap-on boxes. That would be interesting. You should check out Redemption Garage. He's actually doing a series on that right now. The reality is, any lock on a toolbox is a keep casual fingers away. Anybody who really wants to get into one will get into it. They're not safes. They're not lock boxes. They are I'm not going to walk by and casually steal something because I have an opportunity. That's what they remove crimes of opportunity.
Hey, Shadow's Edge, have a good night. He said, later, folks, time to head out and clock in for work. I know, I read ahead.
Yeah. And the reason I say the whole crimes of opportunity, that's actually a technical term used for part of my job as a side thing when I've done the things I've done in operations and whatnot was to be also the head of security, and security answered to me. So I had to learn the security lingo and understand about the way different types of crimes happen in businesses. You are like my friend who has an auto shop in Olathe, Kansas. His boat is in Florida and can afford a seagoing boat. I've been trying to talk her to move to Florida for years.
Daughter Frost says they're having rain for the next 9 to 15 days.
Ooh.
It's rain and snow in Livingston.
And then black ice after that.
Yeah. Shh. I'm trying to remember. Daughter of Rod, do you have to leave the house to go to work? I think you do. So be careful.
No. Howie says, Chucky is really dumb. Can't fault him for that. He's not that dumb. The man, he got started, taught himself welding, built his own business from thin air, got a YouTube channel, made money doing that. He's, I don't have a problem with people using sponsorship. I have a problem with people being unethical in the way they do it. That's my issue. Joe McBride and Buffalo Airways and Ice Pots. Who's the guy I watch that flies a lot? They're building that house. He does the Kit Fox stuff.
Yeah.
He has the Freedom Fox.
What his name is.
Hold on, I gotta look it up now.
Okay. Well, then I won't look it up.
Freedom Fox. Trent Palmer. That's the guy. He's one of my favorite flying ones. Josh says, I got the $50 generator running. Need a fuel line, carb clean, kill switch wire was shorting out against the housing.
That's awesome.
That's a good little bit of work, but man, that's a great deal. Why doesn't HB, I'm thinking you mean Harbor Freight, make one line that covers every hand tool or most, like why not Icon screwdrivers and pliers? Dude, I don't know. I don't know why they do that. I've said stuff to them like that before that they should just, I don't know. I've said, if you watch my video on the good, the bad, and the ugly of Harbor Freight, their marketing is the worst thing about Harbor Freight. I want to take their marketing out back to the shed out back and whip them with a switch and get them in line, because they're now producing professional level tools. They need to get the marketing out of the Stone Age, because their marketing's stuck in the 70s. They still think, like, as I said, I'm expecting them to be advertising, freaking sea monkeys next. Let's see here. I'm part Vulcan. I'm logically angry a lot.
Yeah, I hear ya.
I love to watch Stacey David's show, Gears, Trucks, Power Nation. That's it. I also watch Donut Media. They do a lot of car stuff. They're super cheesy, but it's fun to watch. I'm a car nut. What do you think about the Rotor Razor? Hold on. If that's what I think it is.
I think it's gonna be what you think it is.
That's not it.
That's not the word.
What did I do there?
Copy and paste anything. Scroll up. Circular saw.
Oh, those things. I was thinking it was like the spiral cut saw.
It was a vehicle.
No. The Polaris razor kind of stuff. Yeah. It's not. Was it Polaris makes the razor? Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're great little tools, honestly. I've not used them, this one's particularly, but I've seen, man, Dremel makes one, a bunch of people make them. They're handy little tools. Oh my gosh. Here's the funny thing. Go to Amazon and look up Rotor Razor, and the fifth picture down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth picture down, shows a Harbor Freight clamp clamping the workpiece. That's pretty funny. I have not used it. I think the tool has its uses. I've seen a bunch of them. Black Magic Custom says, I own a custom auto shop. Name is same as user. I'm a little bit Milwaukee fanboy just for the fact that they've done me very well. No worries with that. What town are you in? In case people need that kind of work, let them know. A lock is to keep an honest man honest. Chris, well said. That is an old saying, but a true one. That said, watch Lockpicking Lawyer. That's a fun channel. Apprentice plumber here in Southern California. I'm a plumber combo welder for a local union. I haven't been out of work for more than a month. Trades are a huge opportunity. Yes, they are. I think I did a video on it a while back that you can, in the higher end trades like plumber, electrician, aviation stuff, not as a carpenter, unless you're like a high-end finish carpenter, you can make as much as somebody who goes to college these days. And you'll never want for work, and you'll not be sitting behind a desk. And the only problem is you are trading your body for value. That said, I used to be in the trades, and then I got a desk job for a while, and it hurt me. I also have just knee issues like you would not believe, but that's probably the biggest issue. But sitting behind a desk is not healthy either. Dollar Russ says, yep, 15-minute drive each way. That's after Steve gets home. 15-minute drive.
Yep.
Don't ever complain about your commute to me.
Hush. And I did see that you wish that you could work from home, but you have to have physical meetings, and that you take inbound calls, and you have a 2.5-year-old. So I worked from home for quite a while.
Yep.
With all of our kids.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Watch 8 bonbons and watch daytime TV.
You are seriously lost your mind.
Notice I've kept all the wrenches on this side.
Yes. Except for this one.
That's a 10 millimeter. Can't hurt anybody with a 10 millimeter.
In the eye.
Someday I might just ask for a blue wrench. Just got my first one from Client Graphics. I'll be honest, we're going to actually be removing a lot of the blue wrenches. I found out recently the blue wrenches can go and screw with your other, not just your live stream stuff. So we're actually going to be taking away some blue wrenches here shortly because some people have been editing other people's comments in the actual video comments. Should I take inbound calls? How well is it going to work with a 2.0? Yeah.
It's hard, but possible.
Ronnie says, shout out time. Thank you, Real Mods. Thank you, Mod. Yes, anyone with the blue wrench, with your Cobalt blue wrench there. Thank you so much for supporting the Den of Tools, being a supporter, and helping out in the live stream, answering questions and smacking down trolls, and also helping people who don't realize this is a family-friendly channel, and just reminding them, hey, just watch the language. You can say what you need to say. I'm not going to stop somebody from saying something negative about me.
Or having an opinion that's different or
they
whatever.
just have to use adult language. Not adult language. They have to act like an adult.
Yep.
Josh Tool Dude says, I'm out for tonight. Hopefully here next week. Looking forward to it, man. Glad you stopped by. Chris says, 70s Blue Light Special. Man, I remember that. Gonna miss the old Kmart.
Ooh, how did we get so behind?
You talk too much. James says, pronounced Ole Thu. Is on the Kansas City side of the KC metro area. I very rarely, when I went down to Kansas City, would actually go over to the Kansas side. Home of the Kansas State School for the Deaf. I know where that is. Have relatives that attend there. Was going to comment on earlier no audio occurs. Nick says, I didn't watch Chucky 2009 until last year. After 2017, he gave up sponsorships and then converted to a farmer with a good channel until he got political and went crazy libertarian. Yeah, it is. I'm not a crazy libertarian. I'm a radical centrist, but I can understand why people go libertarian. That's basically the I'm tired of all this crap. You all need to get away from me and let me do my own thing. I get it. 5 years aviation. Joe says 5 years in the aviation business. You can be a DMA and IA. Pay raise with those two and side work to do when retired. There you go.
Yep.
Landscapers that I know, what they're doing makes six figures here.
Yep.
And especially around here, man. In the higher end areas.
Yep.
Is that their neighbors?
I'm
Yes.
guessing.
It looked like our other friend there with the Tesla at first. Then I heard the engine. Ivana says, my husband Eric loves watching your videos. He's watching right now. Can you send greetings to him?
Greetings.
Eric Gutierrez, greetings from the Den of Tools. Electrician, $50 an hour.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, guys, I worked with technical people in Silicon Valley that didn't make that kind of money. That's good money. That's $100,000 a year. For every 10 likes, Joe strips a article of clothing. Oh God, please no. Donna Ross says, I went to college for 6 years for a bachelor's degree, not working in that field. Donna Ross, I went to college for history of the philosophy of ancient religion with main area study in Mesopotamia.
I think I know how this is going to go. Joe Smith is going to take a shot for every like.
I'll do that. Every super chat, I'll do a shot of vodka.
Nice. Let me know which one of your not wives will be delivering that to you, because I'm not getting up for that.
Wohawk says, I like a respectable pirate. Jeff needs an eye patch.
That's
the
right.
first 2 years we were married, this woman tried to put out my eye on a daily basis. I think she's got a thing for eye patches.
Come here.
You did. She'd be like, oh, honey, I love you. And like, thumb straight into the eyeball. I honestly thought she was out to get me.
I'm just saying we have 10-pound children, so there may or may not be a correlation there.
Bearskin rug is getting fluffier.
Yep.
Oh, Josh says, I love watching Andrew, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Kamaratas videos. I absolutely love his channel. And, you know, it's fun. Here's a guy who built, baby, I love you. I'm sorry, but my back's hurting.
Okay, well then we need to make the computer be closer to me so I can actually see something. I know that you have excellent eyesight in all of your ancient glory.
Hush. No one needs your sarcasm. There.
Now no one can see me. That looks like that's going to fall off of.
It did just fall off.
You're a goofball.
See, this is you complaining. This is what happened. See, guys, this is what happens. She complains, things get broken.
Where is it? You don't know.
It came out of the base?
Yes. Can you
What?
not?
What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to let me deal with it because
Oh my
obviously
gosh.
you can't handle it.
You can't handle the microphone.
Yeah, don't rip it off.
How about I can put it right here, then it's there. And it's hidden by the chat window. Look at that.
Look at that.
I got some skills. That's pretty clever.
There's that history and philosophy and ancient religion degree
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
getting used right there. See, it's look at that. Woo!
Yeah.
We got like special effects and everything. Yeah. Anyway. No, but Andrew Kamar, whatever his name is, he heavy equipment operator, started young on his own, built his own thing, built a castle out of shipping containers. No lie. That's his
legit castle.
Yeah, that's his workshop up in the hills of upstate New York, and does most of his work with Craftsman power tools. That's why I always chuckle when people say that's not a professional tool. I see pros using cheap tools all day long.
Yep.
And let's see here.
You need an eye patch.
Picked up an Omni Pro 220 as is at Harbor Freight. $340 out the door. Wow, that's like half price, man. That's less than half price. That's like 1/3 price. I would kill to get one of those. I really want to do some TIG welding. And it'd be nice to have one box to do it all because I've got limited space. Do some stick, do some TIG, maybe some MIG, you know. Joe Smith wear a thong for the next like.
Joe
Smith's already wearing a thong. Do you watch Coon Trucking? I do watch Coon Trucking. I am subscribed to their channel. You know, as I said, I'm not like I'll only watch people who agree with me.
Okay, why are you going
Hold
back
on,
up?
I'm because it jumped again.
You're lost.
No, I'm right here.
This is why I don't let you drive.
Howie says we love the bear and family, even if he's a North American bald bear. Tool bear. He's a North American tool bear.
A bald tool bear.
Rabbi King says I'm right across the river in Alton, Illinois. I've never been. I don't know if I've been to Alton. I've spent. No, that's. I think it's down south. I've been over. I spent a lot of time in the Quad Cities and over in Chicago. Oh no, no blue. I would have been a.
Because
Good
hipsters
one.
and hippies
Oh.
were saying one day. Well, you know.
Yes. I just need to get everything organized. Then we're gonna start. You know.
Whoa. Chris
What?
says RV techs in Vegas are making $250 an hour. That explains why we could never get our RV
Yep.
worked on.
You can't. You cannot. If you want to have an RV worked on, drop it off. Pick it up 6 months later if you're lucky. The bear hired someone. It sounds like no. He you know he's our roommate. And I just spent a lot of time with him, and you know you spend that much time with somebody, you end up sounding alike.
Maintenance man, I'm pretty sure we're still live.
Yeah. James says differences in opinion is part of being human. Ability to discuss, converse regarding common as well as differences is important in a seemingly lost ability. James, you're totally right about that, and I've always taken to heart the concept of if you're not smart, surround yourself with smart people. If you are smart, and I do consider myself pretty smart, considering the things I've managed to do with my life, surround yourself with people who disagree with you, who challenge you, who make you think differently and make you go, huh, maybe you're, I mean, I can still remember the day that one of my friends back when I was in my early 20s said, you flip-flop too much, you can get your opinion changed, and you don't keep your opinion on one thing, which is why I don't respect you. And I'm like, so because I'm intelligent and I take in new data and I can change my mind based on new data that I get, that's what makes me unintelligent and not being staunch and being like, I believe this no matter what facts you put forth. And he just didn't get it. He didn't get it. And sadly thing is, there are people on YouTube with channels right now who are just like that. I've had people say, I don't care what facts and figures you show me, you're wrong.
And we live in America, and they can have that channel.
They can have it.
Choose
I'm not saying they should be censored. I'm the staunchest
and I agree. I'm just saying.
Supporter of all the civil rights.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm too much vodka for me already. I haven't even had anything.
You need some.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to go down that road.
I only ask because it's mostly a male audience. I do not mean this politically anyway. I want to ask. Ask what?
She says, do you guys know that if you don't sign up for selective service, you will not get financial aid in the future? I find that so sad. I'm not sure how that's not meant to be political. But basically you're stating that if you do not sign up when you're 18 to be, like, you don't sign your draft card, that you're not eligible for financial aid. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think it's illegal not to send your draft card.
Right. And
I remember signing mine.
And she's saying that she finds it sad. So.
Yeah.
Hipsters and hippies said my wife threw a fork at my eye. It got really close.
My sister threw a fork at me once. That was interesting. No vodka. It's Oktoberfest. I don't drink beer. And I also don't drink... I guess I could get some schnapps. I like some schnapps. If you're not careful, you're going to get a dinosaur tail in your eye.
It's a really short tail, and I have not figured out how I would get the tail...
You'll try.
...in the eye, but if there's a will, there's a way.
Josh says, talk about good money tree work brings in. Yeah, I'm not professional, but I drop a tree for customer every now and then to make around $50 an hour. Professionals make more than... Yes, they do. Yep. We've had to have trees removed up in Montana. Not really an issue here in the desert, but in Montana we've had...
That palm tree's kind of a pain, but...
In Montana, we've had to have trees removed that had grown up around power lines over the years because I just didn't feel confident in falling. I've fallen. I've taken down a bunch of trees
when you
in my life.
With your car, that's not what they're talking about. Just saying.
Trees, America's silent killer. But yeah, so we had to pay somebody to come out and do it, and man, it was $2,500.
Yep.
And it was only half the tree.
Yep.
If you're that's weird. If you had an eye patch, you could have started ever showing with, "Arr, ready for the dinner tools."
Yeah. Do not encourage this man and the pirates.
Well, my email is red-beard.
Yeah.
Did you hear the one about the pirate walked into a bar? Bartender looks at the pirate and goes, "You've got a ship wheel in your pants." He said, "Arr, gets..." Yeah. Anyway, I won't finish that one. Tin Tools is just duct tape the freaking microphone. That's So, I'm going to show you the microphone real quick. I'm going to pull it down here. See if you can see it. Oh, you can't. I've got a filter on it, pop filter. I got to turn this thing off. Sorry if I'm making the chat all loud and stuff. And as you see, the pop filter is taped. It's painter's tape, not duct tape. Because I wanted to be able to take it off easily and not leave residue and whatnot.
Well,
anyway.
It's also our vast wealth.
That's not a microphone. That's not a microphone. It's a space station.
Nice.
Get it?
Yeah. Hey, daughter of Ra. She said it might be bedtime. Oh, don't. And daughter of Ra was saying yes, that all men on their 18th birthday have to sign up. What?
You start reading when you see the chat jumps. You know I'm going to go back.
Why are you going back?
Because the chat jumped when I scrolled down.
No, we were already there.
Oh my gosh. Come on, read it. You can't handle the truth. Nice. Let's see here. Ronnie says good night. You take care. Good one. Have a good one. That's why I'm a good mod. Just pop in on Sundays. There you go. The best bus mechanic is Bus Grease Monkey. I will have to check that out.
Check that out.
Paul says I looked at the Vulcan multi-process welder on Friday, but it's DC only, no aluminum welding. Really? The whatchamacallit, the titanium multi-process does AC DC. I know that. Steve watches you on the big screen the rest of the week. You're still alive. Zombies haven't gotten you. You're working fine over here in Orlando. There we go. Harbor Freight, 75 miles away. Never been there. Enjoy your channel. Yeah, I can understand, but not, that's a long way to go just to go to Harbor Freight. Paul says, I'd want a TIG for detail stainless steel and aluminum welding, but none of the Harbor Freight welders appeared suitable. That's a good question. I wouldn't mind doing some stainless stuff. I used to build stills for people, and I might, if I had a good welder, I might get back into it. Let's see here. Why in the world would you not sign up? Yes, it's just part of being an American male. Joe Smith says your wife has a nice tail.
Thank you.
It's a little on the scaly side.
It's also a little green and blue.
I wish it was a little poofier.
Nice. So
Josh says his name is pronounced Camaruta, but not sure. He's actually probably relatively close to me. I'm in Syracuse. Well, there you go. You're probably just down the street. Yeah. 199 likes, Joe says. Who's going to be 200? Come on, guys. Let's get 200 likes there. I'd like to see that. Yep. Red beard or gray beard? Rodney. Don't make me take your wrench away. Is that a snowball mic? It is a snowball mic. Yes. I've tried better mics, and honestly, the sound got worse because I don't take the time to, do all the fancy acoustics and stuff around here, and they just seem to be good enough. Considering that most people listen on their cell phone, probably good enough, to listen on a snowball. Scorpion Sunday says, I'm back. I'm back. Everyone run. Stop talking about him. Mm-hmm. Lena says, mail gets lost. He met with them, but was told he can't join because of asthma. Still didn't tell him at the moment to sign. Okay.
So basically, my understanding is you go to the post office. There's a little form that you fill out
it's like
at
a
the post
postcard.
Office. It's super tiny. You can get it at any post office.
I don't know why I'm saying it's a postcard. You could have changed. It was how many years ago? I'm 50. I did when I was 18.
Yeah. 150. You rode your dinosaur there.
Yeah.
So you go to the post office. You sign a little thing. The fact that he's spoken with somebody, it's probably a moot point.
It's irrelevant. You got to sign the paperwork.
But you just have to sign the paperwork. At that point, then you are eligible for financial
There's
aid.
not going to be a draft anytime in my lifetime. There just isn't. We're at a point with global politics where a draft would be a death sentence for almost any president, because they'd make such horrible politics out of it.
So yeah, just go to the post office. You can sign a little card. End of story. And you're good.
Frodo Baggins says Human has a really good tree trimming channel. That's interesting. Carson says I can't wait to see the Ford versus Ferrari.
I just saw that.
Me and the oldest cub are just chomping at the bit. I am a huge fan of the old classic GT. In fact, if you check out the channel section or the community section, I posted a picture of the new Ford GT that we saw on the streets in Livingston this summer that I just absolutely sat there and drooled over. We're there on Father's Day. Hello?
We were?
Yeah. Remember we went down to the cafe and there was that blue and orange Ford GT sitting there?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I always think the other place that we end up, the Pine Creek.
Oh, the Pine Creek. That's also a good place.
Thing.
James says Harbor Freight tools all over the KC metro area, I'm sure. Let's see here. The Night Owls appreciate you staying up late with us. We do.
Josh the Tool Dude. All right, guys. I'm out for real. Laters, everyone.
Now, Jeff, don't lose your sense of humor. 210. Wow, that's a jump. Thank you, everyone. That was really nice.
Let's stay live until 300.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that.
You're killing me.
We're actually past the 3-hour mark. We usually stop at 3 hours. So tell you what, we're going to end here in just a few minutes here. Donna Ross says, I have to get up with Steve at like 6 a.m. See, it's late for her also.
Yep.
Hey, Bear, why? Yeah, because we got to get up and take our cubs to school also.
Oops, sorry.
You okay there?
I just kicked the
Terry Brown says, hey, Jeff and Mrs. DeBear.
Hey.
Next week's audience is going to have a hard time breaking your record tonight, guys.
But tell your friends. We could make it a new record.
Black Magic Custom says, just like, forgot it at the beginning. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ron says, Shmi 150 has a 4GT. I got the V6 in it, and he's driving it all over the United States and back in Europe. Just loves that vehicle. Oh, it's a beautiful vehicle. I don't know if I'd actually want to drive one cross country, because, I mean, it's called a GT, but it's not really a grand touring car, if you know what I mean. I mean, my dream car, to be honest, would probably be an Aston Martin. One of the new, like the DB9s or DB7s. You mean Ford versus Chrysler Fiat?
I want a ginormous car.
Yes, you do. Chris Brady, Bidford tools are superior to all tools, as always.
I don't have my...
Shaving haircut. Oh, there was something at the beginning of the channel, as I was beginning this live stream. I know I wanted to make a comment about, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
We talked about the bell.
It was something about news related, or something about Harbor Freight related, or something. I don't remember. Anyway, that's what I get for not saying it then. How you liking the Hercules 12-volt system? I love the 12-volt screwdriver. Where is it? It's behind my welding helmet.
Hipsters and hippies, as he's digging this out. We did not kill the cowbell. We left it in Montana, and I'm going to go there. Did you? He just pulled my tail, people. He pulled my tail. I'm going to be picking it up when I go back to Montana.
I use this thing all the time. That's why it's sitting out, because I don't put it away, because I'm always reaching for it. This is a great tool. But would I buy it just for this? Probably not. But if I only needed this, if I only needed the screw gun, or like if I only needed one or two or three of the tools that they have, and I wasn't planning to go beyond that, this would be a good system to pick up. I would not have a problem with recommending it to somebody. I would, however, recommend instead going with the Milwaukee system, which is funny because I don't even like the ergonomics on the Milwaukee, but they make great tools, they have a great warranty, and they just have vastly more tools.
Grizz asked, what is Mrs. DeBear's name? My name is Jessie, like Jesse James.
What'd I do? Bearskin rug. I didn't go any rants.
No, because it's getting late.
And I pulled your tail.
And you pulled my tail.
I pulled your tail.
That's right.
All right. Anyway, sorry guys and gals, we're gonna cut it off here. That's all I got. I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm exhausted.
Yep. Oh wow.
James has got your number.
What?
You know you love it when he pulls your tail. Big sale tomorrow. Big sale every day at Harbor Freight. Gotta love that marketing. Anyway, you all take care. Have a great evening. Thanks for being part of the Den of Tools community and our Sunday night Tool Talk. We just appreciate and love all you guys who be a part of it and actually come here and talk like adults and have a conversation. Even if we disagree, we can still have a conversation. Yeah. So you all take care. Have a good night. And as always, shine on.